Good morning, respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, esteemed faculty members, dear residents, students, and all the delegates present here today. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this very important CME, Career Advancement and Guidance. I, Dr. Kavita, along with Dr. Chaitra, are honored to guide you through a morning filled with knowledge, inspiration, and transformative ideas. Today's theme, Career Advancement and Guidance, is especially meaningful in transformative phase of medical education and healthcare management. The sessions planned today will guide us across diverse pathways from administration, industry, entrepreneurship, to public health and rural leadership. Before we begin, may I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly take their seat on the dais. I request Dr. Shakti Prasad sir to escort Dr. Vishal R sir to the dais. I request Dr. Mahesh sir to escort Dr. Ishwar Hosamani sir, our director sir, to the dais. I request Dr. Lakshmikant sir to escort Dr. Tejasvi Nayak sir to the dais. I request Dr. Aarti to escort Dr. Shobana Anand ma'am to the dais. I request Dr. Kammar sir to escort Surgeon Lieutenant Commander Dr. Prashant Raisat sir to the dais. I request Dr. Lakshmikant sir to escort Dr. Nataraj Shetty sir to the dais. I request Dr. Suryakanth Kalluraya sir to come over the dais. I request Dr. Ishwar Hasbi sir, Dr. Rajashankar sir, Dr. Rajshekhar Dyaberi sir, Shri Ramesh Kalasad sir, and Srimati Anjana ma'am to kindly come over the dais.
Thank you. Today's CME is not just another academic event, it's a window to possibilities beyond clinics, beyond hospitals, beyond conventional expectations. We are honored to have leaders who have walked unconventional paths and are here to guide us with their experience and wisdom. As we begin the CME, we seek the blessings of Lord Ganesha, revered as the Vignaharta. I invite Anaga to invoke his grace and start our proceedings with the invocation song.
Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Vasishtavama divandita Mahaganapatim Mahadeva Sutam Mahadeva Sutam Guru Guhanutam Mahadeva Sutam Guru Guhanutam Marakoti Prakasham Shantam Marakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mushika Vahana Modaka Priyam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mushika Vahana Modaka Priyam Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami Vasishtavama Divandita Mahaganapatim.
Thank you, Anaga, for that soulful invocation. To begin the proceedings, may I invite our principal, Dr. Suryakanth Kalluraya sir, to deliver the welcome address.
Namaskara ellarigu. Good morning to everyone, respected dignitaries on the dais. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this career guidance program, especially for our aspiring medical students. Today, this is the gathering which today's gathering brings together bright young minds who have chosen one of the most noble and challenging paths, that is the field of medicine. Your dedication, curiosity, and commitment to serve society are truly commendable. First of all, I extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Vishal R., IAS, Secretary to Government of Karnataka. Welcome you, sir. He happens to be our alumni 1995. I welcome our beloved director, Dr. Ishwar Hosamani, who doesn't need any introduction to this event. Welcome you, sir. Now I welcome one of our resource person, Dr. S. Tejasvi Nayak, IAS, Secretary to Ministry of Heavy Industry, Government of India. Welcome you, sir. I am honored to welcome Dr. Shobhana Anand, Director, Partner, Metina Pharma Consulting, Mumbai. She is also a resource person and also alumni of this college, 1995. Welcome you, madam. I am happy to welcome another resource person, Dr. Prashant Raisad, retired surgeon, Lieutenant Commander, Chief Revenue Officer, The Hospital, Bangalore. He is also our alumni, 1995. I am really privileged to welcome on behalf of our KMCRI, Dr. Nataraj Shetty, Associate Professor and Research Head, HIV Heart, Shri Jayadeva Institute of Cardiology, Bangalore. Welcome you, sir. He is a postgraduate alumni of this college. I also welcome our Medical Superintendent, Dr. Ishwar Hasbi, to this function. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Medical Superintendent PMSSY, Dr. Rajshekhar, sir. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Rajshekhar Dyaberi, Professor of Ophthalmology and RMO of KMCRI. Welcome you, sir. I heartily welcome Shri Ramesh Kalasad, Chief Administrative Officer, KMCRI. Welcome you, sir. I welcome all the HODs, professors, and other teaching faculties, and most importantly, our students, medical as well as nursing colleges of this campus. This program has been organized to provide students with valuable insights into various medical career options, from clinical practice to research, from public health to emerging fields such as medical technology, healthcare, global health initiatives, administration, entrepreneurship, and also business. We believe that understanding these opportunities early in this profession will empower students to make informed and confident decisions about their future. Dear students, today is an opportunity to ask questions, explore possibilities, interact with experts, and broaden your perspective. Make the most of every session, because the knowledge shared here can shape your choices for years to come. I once again welcome you all to this wonderful program and wish this program a great success. Thank you and have a wonderful learning experience.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Principal Sir, for that warm and insightful welcome. We welcome our Principal, Dr. Suryakanth Kalluraya Sir, for the function. Thank you, sir. Before we proceed further, we will now move to the formal inauguration of today's CME program. At KMCRI, our tradition of watering a plant symbolizes knowledge, growth, and continuous learning. May I kindly invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to come forward for ceremonial inauguration by watering the plants.
Now we also welcome Tejaswini sir's father has come to auditorium. I request our volunteers to hand over the flowers to sir.
Thank you, respected dignitaries, for formally inaugurating the CMA with this meaningful gesture. With this, the CME Career Advancement and Guidance stands officially inaugurated. Now I request Dr. Shakti Prasad sir to kindly come forward and introduce today's esteemed chief guest, Dr. Vishal Ravi sir.
It's so cold, and that's why I will extend a very warm good morning to all my dignitaries and my dear friends. Dr. Vishal R. was born and brought up here in Hubballi, and he did his schooling at St. Mary's School, Hubballi, and he did his MBBS from this esteemed KMCRI. At that time it was called as KMC. After completing MBBS, he achieved great heights during the PG entrance tests, various PG entrance tests. He stood 22nd to the All India PG entrance test. He was 13th in the AIMS New Delhi. He was 6th rank for the PGI Chandigarh, and he was the only guy who was eligible for both MCH and DM for the NIMANS entrance tests. But despite having all those options, he chose a career in the civil services, and in 2003, he got the 14th rank in the UPSC IAS examinations. After getting IAS, he has served the country in various capacities. He started his administrative career at Karwar, and then he became the Assistant Commissioner of Chikkodi. It's very fortunate for him to get the Karnataka cadre itself. It's quite rare for IAS people to get the home state. Then he was the Deputy Commissioner of various districts, and he did 3 budgets from 2007 to 2009 as he was serving in the Finance Department. Then he was the Mission Director for the NRHM, Karnataka Health System. He was the Additional Commissioner for Elections in the BBMP from 2012 to 2013. He was the Deputy Commissioner and Magistrate for Chikbalapur District. He was the last Commissioner of the Undivided District of Gulbarga. Then he was the Director of Municipal Administration, Bengaluru, from 16 to 18. He was the Commissioner for Rural Drinking Water and Sanitation Department, Bengaluru, from August 18 to 19. He was Additional Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka from October 2019, and subsequently, on promotion, January 2020 till April 20 as Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka. He was Commissioner for Public Instructions, Bangalore, from 21 to 23. He is now holding concurrent charges of the post of Director for Fiscal Policy Institute, Kengeri, concurrent charge for the post of Member Secretary of the Committee on High-Powered Regional Redressing Imbalance, chaired by Professor Govind Rao, and he is also holding the concurrent charge of post of Secretary to the Government of Karnataka, Public Service Commission, Bangalore, from June 2025 till date. In varied administrative career of more than 21 years as an IAS officer of Karnataka cadre, Sir has successfully handled various complex and challenging assignments across sectors of land management, urban development, public finance, water and sanitation, elections, regulatory areas, developmental issues in social areas, infrastructure development, and so forth. The varied experiences in the administrative field has given a unique perspective to understand a nuanced view of policy and public administration, keeping a beneficiary or the citizen at the center of decision making. As Secretary presently for the Finance Department in the fiscal reforms, he handles externally assisted projects like the World Bank, ADB, JICA, etc., as well as institutional finance across NABARD and NHP projects. He also coordinates SLBC and SLCC subjects and other banking related issues. He handles processing of proposals in Finance Department dealing with infrastructure development of railways, ports, airports, health and family welfare, and medical education. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Shakti Prasad. Now, with great respect, I invite our chief guest, Dr. Vishal Ravi, sir, to address the gathering. Please.
Good morning, everybody. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯ ಇದೆ. Sometimes you do something to keep your body together. Sometimes you do some things to keep your soul together. Today, what I'm doing is to keep my soul together. ನಾವಿನ್ನೂ KMC ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಒಂದು 150 ಜನರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ 50 ಜನರು ಆದರು, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಾಗ 2-3 ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Why are we doing this? For whom are we doing this? What is the benefit of this? Why are we doing this? I have a cohort of people sitting on stage who have done multiple things other than the routine, the road not taken, as per Robert Frost's poem. Second, a group of people sitting here who are now ready to take different paths. A group of people sitting there whom you visually miss, who can also look at this. Third, what are you going to take out of this? 21 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ 2001 ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಶೋಭನಾ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡೋಳು ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ, ರಾಯ್ಸದ್ ಹೀಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ನಟರಾಜ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಕನಸು. ಇಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಅ ಡ್ರೀಮ್. But what I have seen is dreams actually materialize. It takes time, but they materialize. It depends on 2 things. 1, incessant hard work. Second, pray to God for luck. You get these 2 things together, you have made it. Okay? And usually I have seen when you do incessant hard work, somehow luck comes in. So you decide how you want to do it. Ivattu ನೀವು ಏನು ಓದ್ತೀರಾ, it will actually be of benefit 10, 20, 30 years later. That is how the karma, the dharma and everything goes. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನರಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾವನೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯು ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್, ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಟು ದ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್. ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಒಬ್ಬಳಿದ್ಲು, ಆನೆಸ್ ಕಣ್ಮಣಿ ಜಾಯ್ ಅಂತ. ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ powerful deputy secretary now in the government of India, because she handles all the top appointments which go to the cabinet committee of affairs where the prime minister heads it. She is one of the first nursing students who came into the IAS. IAS ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್, ಈಸ್ ಅ ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತ್. We have veterinary officers, we have doctors, we have engineers, we have BA, we have all the gamut. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆಂದರೆ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರೊಳಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಂಪೈರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ದ ಓನರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ 50 years ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಟೀಚಸ್ ಯು, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೀ, ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೇ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಯು ನೋ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಡೊಮೇನ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಿಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ಕ್ರೆಬ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಟೀಚಸ್ ಯು ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಅತಿ ಮಹತ್ವ. ಇವತ್ತು ನೀವು ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಶೋಭನಾ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಣಯ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಲು, ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಓದೋರಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಣಯ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಲು, ನಾನು MBA ಮಾಡ್ತೇನಂತ. ಹೇಗೆ ರಾಯ್ಸದ್ದು, ನನ್ನ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಡಿದ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು, ಬಟ್ ರಾಯ್ಸದ್ದು ಹೇಗೆ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಣಯ ತಗೊಂಡು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿದ್ವಿ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಫೈನಲಿ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ನನಗೆ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅವನ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದ್ವಿ. ತೇಜಸ್, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಈ ಟ್ಯಾರಿಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆದಕ್ಕೆ ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ as his PS ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎನ್ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್. ಅದು ಅವ್ರ ಮಹತ್ವ. ನಟರಾಜ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು HIV ನಾವಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಡೆತ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಈಗ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೋ. ಆದರೆ ನಟರಾಜ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು ಆವಾಗಿಂದ ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟೀಸ್, ಆಂಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ HIV patients. Second thing with Nataraj Shetty is, he is repeatedly saying, sir, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. We have to start working on preventive cardiology now, because that is the future. When he was repeatedly telling me this, one person comes into my mind, a famous cardiologist called Pratap Reddy, not Apollo, the other gentleman who had IPHL, Institute of Public Health. He is also Mr. Reddy. He is a cardiologist from AIMS. Okay, he is a person who is actually synonymous with preventive cardiology in India now. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಕೂಡ ತಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ, ಧಾರವಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಕಲಘಟಗಿಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೌನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 2-3 ಸಾವಿರ ಕೋಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ 1.5-2 ಸಾವಿರ ಕೋಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ 2-3 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ, ಧಾರವಾಡ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಧಾರವಾಡ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ನಳದಿಂದ ನೀರು ಬರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ನಿನ್ನೆ ನಾ ತೋರಿಸ್ದೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಾಗಿತ್ತು, 263 ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಜಯದೇವ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯಾಲಜಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ 419 ಬೆಡ್ಸ್, 419 ಬೆಡ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಜಯದೇವ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ is going to come up in the next 6 to 8 months. Third, with the help of Dr. Hosamani and all his team, which started with Dr. Ramlingappa, Dr. Kamar, the whole team, the next level of LINAC, the next level of cardiac care, the next level of cancer care, we have to push. So, many of you who by the time you finish your post-graduation and come, you may be looking at super specialist training over in these places. So, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಈ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, 5ರಿಂದ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಒಳಗೆ ಅದು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ. So, that is how life goes. Please do not think if you do today, tomorrow you have to get. You will get it 5 years later, 10 years later, it will come. So, wishing you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Your journey and guidance truly broadened our horizon about the possibilities in public service for medical graduates. Your words have set a powerful tone for today's CME and reminded us how meaningful and multidimensional a medical career can truly be. May I now request our esteemed director, Dr. Ishwar Hosamani, sir, to share his remarks and set the tone for the day.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್. ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡಿಗ್ನಿಟರೀಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಡಯಾಸ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಶಾಲ್ ರವಿ ಸರ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ನಾಯಕ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶೋಭನಾ ಆನಂದ್, Dr. Prashant Rai sir, Dr. Nataraj Shetty, and medical superintendents Hasbi, Rajshekhar Dyaberi, and all my previous directors, Dr. Ramlingappa, Dr. Kamar, professors and HODs of various departments, faculties, teaching and non-teaching, and as well as my dear students. I don't call it as a routine CME because it is one of the unique programs KMCRI has witnessed so far. Because this is the programs comprise of blend of mixtures of our alumnus who are achieved a lot in their specialty beyond medicines, acquiring to the administrative post the services they are rendering to the society and as well as the institute is an enormous. ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಶಾಲ್ ಸರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ FC ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ and he told me, since then this idea of conducting and organizing as thought came out. Every alternate day he used to call me and he has to call me Lakshmikant sir also. ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕರಿಯರ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ he was constantly guiding me so that with his advice and suggestions we could able to get so many luminaries who have done lot in their specialty after their medical graduations. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಶಾಲ್ ರವಿ ಅವರು ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, MBBS ಆದಮೇಲೆ IAS ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕೊಡುಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಎನಾರ್ಮಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ his graduations goes to other field other than an MBBS, they also could do lot to their alumnus. He is the living legend and the example for whatever he has done so far. Sir, from behalf of our institute, I immensely thank you for constantly guiding me over the years. ಇದು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಅಲ್ಲ, ರಾಮಲಿಂಗಪುರ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕಮ್ಮವರ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 10 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಅಸ್, ಗೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್, suggesting us and scolding us also, because he was a keen interest in developing the institute at a higher level. Though this institute has got enormous reputations, it's one of the premier institute in the North Karnataka, one of the best institute I would say about that. So I am very thankful to sir once again. Then other dignitaries, Shobna Anand also alumnus of our college, she has done something else beyond the MBBS. Prashant Rai sir, Teshwar Nayak sir, Nata Shetty sir, so they are all agreed to it all the way from the different towns, made their time possible and be with us and enriching their knowledge, their ideas beyond their original professions. They are sharing with you, interacting with you. I am sure their guidance, their suggestions, their talk make you little difference in your academic career, so that you look up to them. The introduction alli ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಸರ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, it is probably an inspiration to the others. Just don't look at the only MBBS. After that also you could do a lot of things to the society. The examples are there. They are sitting here. They are doing a lot of work apart from their original degree. They are doing a lot of services to the society as well as the human being. So with this notes, once again on behalf of our institute, on behalf of all the previous directors, administrators and the students, I immensely thank the Vishal Ravi sir who put this idea of conducting this particular CME programs, and then all the external resource persons who have taken their time in spite of their busy schedule. I know now how tough is an IAS officer's job. To leave the headquarters, they have to take a lot of permissions because society needs them, the government needs them, their services. In spite of their busy schedule, they come over all the way just because they have an immense interest and love and affection towards their mother institute. They are sparing their time, they are sharing their knowledge. Once again, take the benefits of their lectures, their advices, their suggestions, and make your career properly. So once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, respected sir, for your encouragement and for steering KMCRI towards excellence. It is time to felicitate our esteemed chief guest of today's CMA, Dr. Vishal Ravi sir. May I request our dignitaries to kindly come forward for the felicitation ceremony. I invite the audience to join me in welcoming them with a warm round of applause. Now I request Dr. S. Tejasvi Nayak sir to kindly come over. I request the dignitaries to kindly felicitate Dr. Tejasvi Nayak sir. I request our dignitaries to kindly felicitate Dr. Shobna Anand ma'am. I request Dr. Aarti and Dr. Shakti Prasad sir to come on the dais. I request the dignitaries to felicitate Surgeon Lieutenant Commander Dr. Prashant Raisat sir. Natraj Shetty sir. Thank you all. Before moving on to the CME sessions, may I request Dr. Lakshmikanth Lokre, Professor and HOD Department of Community Medicine, to deliver the vote of thanks for this inauguration ceremony.
Yes, sir. On behalf of KMCRI Hubballi, so it's my privilege to deliver vote of thanks on today's inaugural session of the CME Career Advance and Guidance. So first most, I express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Vishal Ravi sir, for gracing this occasion and inspiring us with his insightful address. I sincerely thank our respected director sir, Ishwar Hosamani sir, Principal Suryakanth Kalluraya sir, Medical Superintendent Ishwar Hasbi sir, and Medical Superintendent Rajashankar sir, RMO Dr. Rajshekhar Dyaberi sir, CEO Dr. Ramesh sir, and FA Madam in her absence for their constant support and guidance. A special word appreciation to our distinguished speakers who are going to start the session, Dr. S. Tejasvi Nayak sir, Dr. Shobna Madam, Dr. Prashant Raisat sir, and Dr. Nagraj Shetty sir, so who will be sharing their valuable experience and expanding our perspective on career pathways in medicine. My sincere thanks to all the faculty members, professors and HODs, students, residents, faculties, delegates who for our enthusiastic participation. So it will be a meaningful CME in the coming time. I acknowledge Dr. Kavita Madam, Dr. Chaitra Madam, and all the volunteers, and Dr. Mahesh sir, Dr. Kamar sir, and all technical team and support staff for dedicated efforts behind the scenes. Lastly, I thank for a wonderful audience. We hope that today's CME program will inspire us and explore new horizons in our professional journey for our young graduates and postgraduate students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for those warm acknowledgements. I now request the dignitaries to take their seat in front of the dais.
I need to thank Lakshmikanth because he has been the powerhouse man. Come here. He's been the powerhouse. I've covered him so much. Come. All the things. Thank you very much.
Sir.
ರನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ರನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಚೇಂಜರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ? ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದು ಸರ್. ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಚೇಂಜರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಒಂದು ಮೈಕ್ ಇದೆ.
We will now move into our scientific sessions for the day. It's now time for our first scientific session. It's my privilege to invite our speaker, Dr. Tejasvi sir. Dr. Tejasvi Nayak is an accomplished IAS officer currently serving at the Ministry of Heavy Industries, Government of India. His unique blend of medical training and administrative leadership has enabled him to bring impactful changes in the public system. Born on February 15, 1983 in Ankola, Karnataka, Dr. Tejasvi Nayak grew up in a disciplined but warm household. Dr. Tejasvi Nayak holds a BDS degree. Dentistry wasn't his first love, but it gave him a professional rigor that later shaped his work ethic as an IAS officer. Dr. Tejasvi Nayak has a measured approach to public service. He does not make any loud noises and he is relentless in achieving positive outcomes for the people. From providing clean drinking water to over 6,000 villages to leading human rehabilitation during Sardar Sarovar displacement, he blends field work with empathy. Known for his innovative initiatives, Nayak has impacted health, housing, sanitation and infrastructure without seeking the limelight. What makes him a game changer is he blends field instinct with policy precision. From tribal hamlet to ministerial corridors, Nayak adopts effortlessly without losing his focus on real-world outcomes. His defining drive, Antodaya mindset is that he plans for the last man, believing that if the benefits reach the most marginalized, the entire system becomes stronger. What makes Dr. Nayak remarkable is not just what he does, it is how he does it. He avoids the press, skips credit, and rarely attends award ceremonies. He believes in anonymity as strength. Be invisible, let your work speak. That is his mantra. Dr. Tejasvi sir is on central deputation since 15 December 2022 as Principal Secretary to Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Narendra Singh Tomarji and Shri Arjun Mundaji. From June 2024, he is PS to Honorable Minister for Heavy Industries, Shri H.D. Kumaraswamy. Here I present to you Dr. Tejasvi. May I request Dr. Tejasvi sir kindly come over the dais. These sessions are being live streamed.
Hello, hello. I'm audible. Yeah. This slide moves like this. Okay, I have to direct there. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Good morning to you all. How's the Josh? So, since the day I have been asked to come to this session, one thing that has been going on in my mind is, how do I hold a room full of, auditorium full of medicos for 45 minutes in a December morning after breakfast in such cozy atmosphere. So I do remember when I used to sit in classes, I didn't have specs. Even now I don't have specs. I used to always target the last line. So I see a lot of specs people sitting in the last line. So you have double benefits. But I also used to ask questions, so I expect questions from you in the last session when I finish. So please doze off if you are not able to control it. Nobody in the world has been able to control it. But I'll try to make it interesting as much as possible. And I didn't know what to talk to you guys. First of all, I assure you, we are not trying to get all of you onto this side. We need doctors. Just yesterday, Principal Sir was talking in dinner. Government is spending 1 crore per student. What if all go to the different fields? Who will serve as doctors? I told him, sir, this is the question in interview, UPSC interview. And anybody going from the medical side has to face this. So the answer can be different. Different people answer it differently. I just want to answer it by taking his own example. Principal sir is busy ensuring your syllabus, ensuring your classes, ensuring your finance for the college, also ensuring you get show causes. So can we say that one doctor is less who is treating patient? No. Similarly, we require people in different sectors who have medical background. Why? I will try to tell you. I have made a presentation where I will show you how my background of medicine, of dentistry has helped me, or rather had made me more sensitive towards my work, how the principles learned has been applied, and how in spite of all the work that we are supposed to do in administration, we do have a soft corner for health. So that's what I want to show. I hope it will be interesting. Technology has never been my forte. Okay, this was, arrow was wrong, right. So how life has changed after joining civil service, I just want to show some photos. One, I was a very silent guy. I never spoke. I always used to keep silent, but get into the service and you are made to get up and talk anywhere. Right now also I'm doing the same thing. So even if you wake me up at 12 o'clock in the night and ask me to deliver a speech, I can deliver it. So this is how the life has been. Session flow, I just want to give you an outline. I try to finish the slides in 25 minutes and keep 20 minutes for questions. I do know at times people are not in the mood to ask questions, so I kept extra slides also. So it's left to you. You want to ask questions or I should bore you further with the slides? So my background, gave the 2008 exam and I got into 2009 batch of IAS. I have always been an avid quizzer since my school days. So we won the university quiz competition in 2003, which was hosted by us in JNMC. And then the quiz at KLA I have mentioned because that was held or organized by Vishal Ravi sir. He was AC Chikodi. That's the first time I was seeing a IAS officer up close. So my relation with him goes back to those days, and I can now say the officers who I followed after that from medical background, we call ourselves as Vishal Ravi Gotra. At times I also call At times I also call myself to be Eklavya and him to be Drona. Of course, he didn't ask me for my thumb. So I interacted with sir, that inspired me. And even when we won the university quiz competition, I remember our dean, Dr. Jali, he has to say this, these questions were of UPSC level, why don't you guys try for UPSC? Back then we were all busy drilling, making teeth sets and carving tooth, all those things. So this occurred then. Quiz at KIMS, I fondly remember KIMS has been second home. So it was where I came second. Otherwise quizzes I have not lost. There was one maverick kind of student from KIMS who defeated me, and we have been close friends since then, and he followed me into the service. He has been my Shishya kind of, and as luck would have it, he is posted here in Hubballi in the railways. I request Principal Sir to call Dr. Karthik Hegde next time. So, and I also want to remember Dr. Harsha. He was the organizing secretary of the event. I don't remember the event's name at KIMS 2005. Spandana. So that's the team which had come from Belgaum to Hubballi. We won a debate competition also, which is unlikely for me. I was part of it. I had called my friends also here. I don't know if they have come. That fellow is there. So I have to give you this small story. How we won the debate competition when I don't speak. So that fellow is a debater. Dr. Naveen Dodwar, please stand up. He is a great debater. He told me, see, I don't have a partner. I don't have a partner, you be the partner. Strategy is, you speak very slowly, you speak first. Then I will come and I'll bash you. We won the first prize. So that was how. And Harsha was a phenomenal organizer. I still remember him, and he has followed into the service. He is in IRS now. Optionals, I have always loved to read history and Kannada literature. We used to get 20 hours of internet free in the college. I used up all. I used to take all my friends' sessions also. So I used to just go there and keep on reading even during BDS. This was written in one of our lecture halls of general medicine. Osler, we know him by Osler's notes. I don't have to tell you what Osler's notes is, but this has stayed with me even in the service. Even after 16 years of service, I keep applying this everywhere. This comes in different ways. Some people say in the service, go to the field, go to the field. Field is where the life is. In the army parlance, it is lead from the front. For medicos, I think this is one of the important lines. This has stayed with me. Once it is in your brain, you apply this everywhere. I don't have to explain this. Or has life changed from our days 20 years ago? 20 years ago, we used to just patient band takshana, chief complaint never put leading questions, let the patient say in his own words. We follow the same thing. We conduct Jan Sunwai. Jan Sunwai is when we have public hearing. We always allow the person to tell in his own words so that we grasp as much as possible. HOPI, history of present illness, we try to ascertain, and adverse drug reactions and all these things. How we apply in administration, we have our own style to do that. So this I will show you how in my different capacities I have used, because it's the background that you get. Exam pattern, of course. We joined as 100 people in 2001, only 26 came out in the regular batch. So while giving UPSC, it didn't bother me much, because there also you have to get 50% and then you get called for interview, and negative marking and all those things didn't bother much, because that exam was much tougher here for me of course. And there were practicals where the external was always waiting to fail you. So one such occasion is my oral surgery exam last year. My patient didn't turn up. We were supposed to get our own patients. I was sitting in the OPD below. Up on the first floor, the exam was going on. 45 minutes late, I went to the exam. By then, 11 of my classmates had failed by external examiner. So after facing all this, UPSC interview was very cool for me. I could always say, I don't know, sir. Even when after the third question, the committee chairman said, what man, saying don't know, taking easy way out, I didn't have any tension. I was like nirvana, total chill. Because I have already spent all my tears and sweats in this Viva that I faced in Belgaum. All these are things that I have learned, which I have applied in my administrative style. My postings, I'll just run it through. You can just go through. If you want, you can ask me in question later. These are the different postings that any IAS officer will go through usually. I am MP cadre, Madhya Pradesh cadre, so the place names would be different for you. Who will read it for me? Any highs? Sir, new expert is there. A student atra varsade. Anybody who loves literature? I will just read it for you. Bhata Kadga Mandalotpalavana Vibhrama Brahmari E Rajyalakshmi. This comes from what Amogha Varsha is known for. What is that? Kaviraja Marga. Of course, these days we apply, we give credit to Shri Vijaya for that. The meaning is important. Meaning says, Bhata Khadga Mandalotpalavana. When two soldiers are fighting and there is a sword clashing, Bhata Khadga, there is a mandala that was Utpanna. Mandalotpala Vana. Vana is the Abha mandala that is created. In that, the Rajyalakshmi sways from here to here. Rajyalakshmi is power. Power or the chance to sit on throne. I mention this because these days we mention pen is mightier than sword. So I love putting Kannada terms, so I forcibly inserted it. It may not be related also. My first independent experience as a probationer in Hoshangabad district of Madhya Pradesh was setting up a health camp, emergency health camp. In the Satpura Tiger Reserve, we received reports of 4 deaths due to vomiting and diarrhea. Tribal area, 30 kilometers into the forest. It is called as a 1 gram, that's a forest village. You just pick up a jeep. That is where I learned driving also. So you go and you are faced with people vomiting and having all this kind of distress. You have to take a decision. So this is what the first instance that I faced, then I was able to handle. I was OIC of Aadhaar implementation. I have mentioned all this for a reason. How my health background has helped me. While implementing Aadhaar, I went through the case study method only. First of all, get the case study of each village, their strengths, weaknesses, and then apply. Hoshangabad had around 900 villages. We covered all the villages in the 1 year lot that we have got. Emptied cold drinks I mentioned. I was a probationer. Once I asked my staff to get me a cold drink. I used to drink a lot of cold drink back then. I hope you guys also drink. I have left now. So the cold drink that came to me, the date was scrapped by blade. I asked him, how come? Why is this so? He says, sir, सारा cold drink तो यहाँ ऐसे ही मिलता है. I could see through the date that it was already 6 months date bar. Young officer, very angry. I spoke to my collector, sir, what to do? This is the case in the district. He said, just go and attack. I took along a health officer. There are drug and health inspectors. They are empowered under the act to take action. Went to the shop. I asked him, why is this like this? He didn't give me a proper answer. He didn't, of course, we don't have uniforms, so many people don't realize who is coming. I simply ordered all the cold drinks to be taken out and emptied on the road. We went shop by shop and we did the same. I don't know if this model is right, maybe this could have done in a different way, but at times you have to do what you have to do, you have to do. When you are in emergency, you don't look for different protocols in a very proper way to go. At times you have to do, you have to attend to it, you have to attend. Wheat procurement is an important business there. You can see the wheat. This is just one truckload. So just imagine one truckload is 15 tons and we had to shift 1.45 lakh metric ton in 1 month before the monsoon. And all you had was your usual staff and no trucks, nothing. We did, it's a separate story. I have a separate presentation for that which I presented in the academy. I'm just showing the kind of work that you get to do. This is me thinking what to do in the first week of May. June 12 was the monsoon date. You just go about, because you are in the service, you have to deliver and you deliver. Somehow you work out, you deliver. This is the Aadhaar implementation model I have telling you. You first make the case study of the village and then go about it. All are new terms. It was new for me also, but we learn on the job. SDM is the next posting, which is called as AC here. Cracking down on illegal mining is very glamorous thing to do. You get a lot of coverage and it's very like army thing to do. I have always imagined myself as a army captain going into the war. So this was my thing. So this is my report, original report that I had filed. This is my handwriting of Naksha and all. We did a proper recce for 2 months. And there were like 110 tractors, 20 JCBs, equal number of trucks. Mining used to start at 12 o'clock in the night in the government land in the middle of the city. So we cracked it down and there were certain results of that. The newspaper covered it differently. So I am showing all this because you keep doing all this kind of things in your regular life, but still you find time for health if you are a health person, if you are a medico. Rail Roko happened, law and order is the bread and butter of any AC or a SDM. You have to handle law and order situations. Luckily we didn't have to lathi charge. We talked them out of it. You have to apply your mind. Usually if people lose their patience, they may order lathi charge or it may worsen further. We played for the sun. Sun was quite heavy. It was March. We waited them out. We tired them out. And we had to organize a small health camp to treat them and get them out of the track. So luckily we didn't have to use force. Amidst all this, first time I did a Lifeline Express project was in Katni as my position as SDM. So Lifeline Express is a train which treats patients on the train. It has 3-4 operation theaters. You can actually handle thousands of cataract patients over 1 week in remote areas where facilities may not be that good. You can handle 100 to 200 ear surgeries. You can handle cleft palate, cleft lip cases. These are all game changing for very interior areas. And especially in the areas that I have been posted, where I used to get the day's milk in the evening by train. Just imagine taking health there. So this is the train, yet we have a very love-hate relationship with the media. They always find some or the other thing to show us, which is good. It helps us improve. Next posting is additional collector. Here in Karnataka, it may be different. Sometimes you go to Bangalore in the headquarters. There in MP, we are sent as additional collectors, as Zilla Panchayat. I was faced with this problem. This is 2012-13, let me tell you, before Swachh Bharat mission. We had a problem of making toilets because resources, skill, lot of things. And the whole idea that ye nahi ho paega. So back then, MasterChef used to come on TV. We thought of a very new method. We designed a scheme called as Mystery Number 1. 10 days, you try to make as many toilets as possible. So it was a success, at least in capturing the attention. We did that, and it was a successful model. You get to fly also if you are in the service, so I'm just enticing you. Amidst all this, I could again organize a Lifeline Express camp there. My background of attending a lot of community dentistry camps helped me. I took help of one of my senior who was in Chhattisgarh, just across the border in a college. I requested him to get his team. We organized district-wide camps to screen people. We also got our health staff to get trained along with them. The results, the findings were really astonishing. I had never expected cancer to be present in such humongous proportion in a tribal population. And the lifespan being 55 to 60, most of the cases you never find out because first of all, they don't have access to a doctor or a medical professional. It's usually the quacks, that too quite far off. So use of Gudaku is a culture there. We have to contain it, we have to control it. And similarly, what was astonishing was the ailments in females. The gynecological ailments, hygiene related or otherwise, pap smear was not a possibility. We couldn't do. I still rue myself for not being able to do that. But these experiences help later when we come at the policy level. So why do we require medical professionals at policy level who have seen all these things? This is the reason. You know what is happening, you design schemes accordingly. We tried water supply and all these things at our limited level, not very successful because that requires 100 to 200 CR per district. But later when the money came, we were able to address the issue. The Lifeline Express photos. Municipal Commissioner was a very fulfilling tenure for me. Though you are like totally sloshed, still I could find some time to do some health related stuff, and make city healthy was my theme. I was always thinking for that. You have a lot of resources to address. So day started at 6 a.m. This line I have purposefully kept it. Day started at 6 a.m. ended at 10 a.m. At times it was night out. So what helped me here? I used to never sleep before 2 o'clock when I was in hostel. So, but I never used to get up at 6 o'clock. I had to cultivate that here. And night outs was when the exams were there. If you even slept for one exam, before one exam, you are sure for failing. So night out practice I had. So I think that came to my use here. We started Rahagiri. Rahagiri you can Google later on. Rahagiri is a concept, say you take any imported road in Hubballi, say on the way to Rimtunga Betta or something. You block it for 4 hours on a Sunday morning and you allow all the people, citizens, open it for citizens. Children come with their cycles, skateboards, you can bring badminton, you can bring different stuff. You just walk and enjoy the morning air. This is the concept of Rahagiri. In Bhopal, by the lake, we used to do it and it was really successful. Run Bhopal Run we organized. These are some photos. Infra is of course you all know, you have experience, roads, flyovers, the delay in that. You will get ample of examples. So how does a medico address it? Hindi I think you can read, I'll read it for you. 4 साल से अधूरे ब्रिज की कहानी 8 महीने में पूरी होने की उम्मीद. Lot of things go into completing infra project. It is not as simple as people blame you in the newspapers. Lot of things have to be coordinated. One fine day, the Honorable CM had to say this, that ye kya ho raha, why is it not happening? So it touched me and I had to put myself onto it. So in my 20 months of municipal commissionership, I dedicated 14 months to it. And in 14 months, we were able to complete it. There are a lot of things involved, lot of work, but in mission mode, we could complete. So if you apply yourself and plan, you don't require an engineer for that. Anybody can do it. So infra projects, everybody does. and you just have to apply the basic principles. This is me driving my bike when the flyover was completed. I used to have a coast guard in my lake, so I could order 20 boats. These are not the boats, these are simple boats. I used to have good boats. So you can do all those things. Night rounds, that's my collector with me. He has always stood with me. He's 2003 batch, sir, one batch senior, Nishant Varvade sir. So we used to visit the rain basara. Rain basara is where the homeless or the workers who don't have any place to stay, they stay. And in winters it is really risky because winters in north can be really bad, and if they don't get a kambal or anything, they may die. So that is when you take rounds, take care of them. You also identify the health ailments they might be having. Lot of them are addicted to alcohol, but they do have a lot of health ailments also. You can target and ensure that they are cured. This photo I have kept. Every photo here talks of a story. That story can run into 10 slides, but I'll keep it short. This is about when dengue as a epidemic was there in Bhopal. Newspapers were screaming headlines. Nobody knew what to do. This is pre-COVID, let me tell you. When COVID came, it was a different game altogether. Nobody knew what to do, how to go about it. So when it gets tough, you have to be on the field. You have to be there. You have to lead from the front. The madam with me is the civil surgeon of Bhopal. So as medical professionals, you also have this job possibility also where you can lead. So she's a acclaimed poetess also. We went house to house identifying the spread of the COVID from not COVID, dengue, where it started. Then we sealed off that area, and then we emptied all the stored water because dengue mosquitoes always ये पनपता है अच्छे साफ पानी में. So that is how we addressed, and we were able to control it. Collector Badwani, my first district was Badwani. It's popular or notorious for Sardar Sarovar. Sardar Sarovar you might have read. So I think live it is, so no issue. I can share my experience. When I went there, my experience was out of the 80 odd villages on Narmada river, 55 were not in our hands. When I say that, in 55 villages, we are not able to enter. Why? Because there was an agency who was not allowing the administration to meet the people. It was creating a gap. And any time you go, they used to raise issue of rehabilitation and all those things. Even if we went for rehabilitation work, that issue was created. So how did you enter? I used health camps. In health camps, nobody could resist. We treated a lot of people also. We made a lot of goodwill also. And successfully we could handle the rehabilitation work. I am sir. Yes, sir. This thing, the area terrain I am showing you. This was how my area was. This particular taluk had abysmal percentage of immunization, high rates of IMR and MMR, 6% of immunization. IMR, I don't remember the figures, but very high. Reason, you see the terrain, no agriculture, only the rain-fed agriculture, and rest of the time they used to migrate to Gujarat on the other side, and children used to go with them. When they go with them, no education, no health benefits, no hostel benefits, nothing. And in that, no immunization, no proper institutional delivery. We address that. This is the picture from when I visited one such house. The person of the house, he had tried to make alcohol. I don't know from where he got the formula. He put nimbu in a drum full of water and some sadawa thing into that. He expected it to be alcohol in 15 days. They drank, 2 of them died. So we went there to address that, and later on, sadly, 2 more died. Such things keep happening in the rural areas where awareness is minimal. You can expect things to go wrong in administration on a Sunday evening when your guards are low. You get the emergency call at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock when you're slightly, in nappy mood. So 400 devotees, I'll show you the photos, how the press covered it, how the media covered it. I was wondering why. Can you see the positive side of it? Nobody died. Why? I'll tell you. This is the prasad. That's an aluminum bartan, and inside is prasad made of potato. Anybody gets any idea? 8th standard, 9th standard physics experiment. That creates electricity, no? And aluminum also creates this green plating. People had it, 2 days old prasad, people had it, all started vomiting. The moment I got this photo, I could understand, okay, now you have to stabilize and hydrate them. You don't have to worry about any cholera kind of epidemic. Then you have to look for old ones and people who are really feeble. So this was how it was. Wherever we got the space, even this, that, there, first of all we got them drips. There is another picture that has come which is not of this, it's a later case. This is a different case that I was talking about. It is not of this. It's an anomaly, it has come here. But this is how we handled this case. We gave drips to everybody. That's the local MLA discussing with me. He had the statement to give that I will talk to government for more doctors. I expected him to appreciate the doctors and also talk about why we shouldn't have such prasad. I'll give a later example where another MLA who was a doctor, who was a MBBS, MD, how he supported us in our health camps. This also tells us a lot of us need to be in the public field also as public representatives. There's a requirement. This is the news coverage. Social media, it's like enjoyment. अरे इंडिया में तो यही है, अमेरिका होता तो ऐसा होता, ये जापान होता तो ऐसा होता. None of them have been to America or Japan. And after 6 years, we saw what went on in COVID. So we cannot answer all these things. If we answer, we get into fight with trolls. So we handled, there was 0 death out of the 400 people who had come to the hospital. They were vomiting, we gave them drips, they went back, all of them okay. I have shown this in health crisis because this is a boat. Anybody can identify what it is? This is not health crisis, this is a wrong photo again. This is how a health center looks like. This is the boat picture I'm talking about, is alcohol being made in the river so that people are not able to catch them. The excise department is not able to catch them. And this is where the alcohol goes wrong, and you know of denatured spirit, I don't have to tell. Deaths happen. You also get to do your hobbies also. I used to pass any village, I was always looking which village is it, I'm not able to get the name. Then one day I decided, let's have falaks, signboards. And we did it very aesthetically also. So in Badwani, all across the district, you'll find this. This is how our ANMs, doctors, all health professionals address the issue of immunization. The taluk I was talking to you about, 6% immunization, we were able to do it 90% in 2 years, in 2 rounds. This is the terrain they were able to do. We got felicitated also for this. Now I am not able to share the newspaper report. After, like I was collector there 9 years back, the IMR situation has improved tremendously. One intervention and a lot of change can be done. MP has an Anand department to keep people happy. You can do a lot of things there. So We encourage people to follow their hobbies. That's also important. We talk of Bhutan being the happiest nation. Why cannot we be that? Finance, I was there just like Vishal sir. So interesting thing is, I headed a coffee estate also. I got that experience also. It's the same coffee estate where recently in Wayanad the elephant killed a person. These are the graphs, all these things you have to study. Finance were an eye-opener for me. Just yesterday I was talking to principal sir also. I think everybody should read finance to whatever level they can. Need to understand the basics of finance. It will be a game changer. My second district was Betul. Again, forest encroachment, around 120 families were sitting. It looked like we have to lathi charge. Forest department was asking us to open fire. But we followed the health camp model. We talked them out. We spoke to them. Then I gave them a stern warning. See, all of you have extra lands. You are coming here for further extra land. This is not done. We'll have to use force if we don't move. I gave them a date, and when we went on that date, nobody was there. So we were able to clear it without violence. I conducted a anti-tobacco drive in my district. This was close to my heart. And again, starting revolutions, we targeted around 48,000 students across 5th standard to 12th standard. It was very astonishing to find tobacco users in them, and 1300 to 1500 findings. Say, lichen planus, not oral submucous fibrosis as such, but lichen planus, yes. Staining, yes. Means these people are going to end up dead in another 15 years. So this is the youth we are looking at, whom we need to conserve. Yes, I'll finish. This was my office in MD Jal Nigam. I told you about this example about trying to get water to, when I was USZP, we didn't have money. This was when we had money. Jal Jeevan Mission came and we had lot of money at disposal. We were able to plan lot of areas. This is a map of MP. I am very happy to say we could target 90% of Bundelkhand region, and as we speak, in another year or two, we'll be able to give water to all those villages. Projects will, when the projects will be completed. We have been selected by the American Society for Public Administration for a presentation in March. I just wanted to share with you. And we also conducted a study with Indian Institute of Management, Indore, to check how treated drinking water affects the situation in a village. So the graph here talks of that. I'll read it for you. Assessment of safe water supply impact on human health, waterborne diseases. Over the years, the waterborne diseases, you can see the graph. One of the major killers of infants is diarrhea. You have to give them clean drinking water in the villages. In areas that I have served, they used to collect water from the rain runoff, the muddy brown water. And there was no concept of boiling the water. And then you have deaths. It's really sad, it's preventable. That's where our policy should be attacking and ensuring. So, Jal Jeevan Mission, I think it's a game changer, and we have been successful in implementing it properly, and I intend to see a lot of changes in the coming days, especially in diseases which can be controlled. Just photos, I was part of G20 and other events as part of my work. I served 3 ministers, present one is the 3rd minister. You get to attend such dinners and luncheons if you come into the service. I am trying to entice you. Questions, and let me show you some more slides. Sir, I am done on time. Last, yes. My favorite places. There are no free lunches. See, I have photos also to help you with questions.
Questions are invited from the students to the faculty, anybody who wants to ask. Directed. Please don't hesitate. You are free to
Or
ask
I'll continue with
questions.
my slides. Lieutenant Commander Raisal sir is there. Dr. Shetty is there. You need to prepare your questions. They will not leave you. I may leave you.
Professor Arun is the director of the Harvard Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, which is the apex mental health and neurosurgical institution of North Karnataka. Professor.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning.
I too have in my house my own sister being KS Assistant Commissioner and my own brother-in-law being IRS. So for the youngsters I want to represent on behalf of them, how easy is it to study IAS during your course, or you have to finish the course and start preparing? It should be simultaneously together, because now things are very difficult than what you were studying. So those two things should go hand in hand, or they should aim for PG. They are confused now. Even somebody wants to clear this subject.
90% of them had the question. Nobody was asking it. Yeah.
Because some of my house members are really interested. My daughter has gone to first year MBBS this year only. Yesterday only I got her admission. So one of her aim is like this.
I disagree with the thing that it was easy earlier.
Maybe difficult, and you have put
I'm
in this
I'm
thing.
just answering. See, it's the state of mind. If I have to tell you my experience, when I joined dentistry, I was happy attending quizzes. I was thinking how to get a PG seat. We were helping our PGs in the hostel. I used to think, Arey Bapre, even after studying 5 years, again you have to do this. And you have to spend money also. Money, of course, was in short supply. My father was a government servant. So I was wondering, what if we have an easy way out, where you get the money for whatever you want to do? Quiz helped. Then I had to either go for PG, or I had to spend my clinic money on coaching. I had come to this very institute to give my CET PG exam. Of course, I didn't make it. I never prepared for it. It was because my seniors forced me to give the exam. I came, I gave. My mind was never there, my heart was never there. I told you I have a passion for history and literature. Right now, I can write 2 or 3 books on history. I have really enjoyed reading history during my preparation. So, you have to follow your passion, sir. You want to be a good surgeon? Follow your passion, be a good surgeon. You want to establish a hospital like Lieutenant Commander sir has done? Do it. Join corporate just like Madam has done? Do it. World is your ground to go about it. I have a lot of friends who, sir was also giving some examples, a nursing student making it and homeopath also being there. In my own batch, a person who was a child labor has come into IAS. My batchmate, one of the lady, she lost her father just before the theory exam of IAS, and then mother also went just before interview, yet she was rank 9. These are stories of human fortitude. You just choose UPSC to show that you have it in you. You can choose SSC. You can choose to be in the armed forces, or in the, you go and serve in the northeast in the difficult terrain as doctors. Who is stopping you? Where is your passion is what matters.
I'll just add one point here. You have to look at the maths, the arithmetic, okay? We have about 1,000 seats. IAS would be about 150. That's 50% reserved, 50% in the general merit. In this, the cadre changes. We go by a roster system across cadres. Roughly 10 lakh people take the exam. Mains would be about 30-40,000. or 15, 20,000. The ratio for writing mains is 1:10 or 1:20. Interview is 1:4. Okay. Now this exam requires two things. According to me, most importantly, luck. Okay. Today, if Ishwar and I write the exam, we are not sure of qualifying. Okay. It requires luck. Second, luck is something you can't have just like that. It has to come. But what you have is which subject you take and you try doing well in that. This is important, first. Second, most of us here would be from the lower middle or upper middle classes, or many persons would be from the lower economic classes. Very difficult to put all your eggs into one basket because the success rate is very less. So we always have a plan B. What's plan B? PG entrance. Okay. So it depends on how you prioritize your life. Today, I have a lot of my colleagues saying, Vishal, aವಾಗ IIT ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು, ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಂತ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ವೆ ನಾವು. ಬಹಳ ಮಂದಿ ಇದ್ರು. Maya, for instance, Raisa and I, we know. So very brilliant guys who were very good in engineering, who would have done very, very well. Because they got a medicine seat, they walked in. So it's all a decision which you have to consciously take. Sanjay will also identify with this sentiment. So this is a conscious decision you need to take. But let me just flag one thing to you. If you go through this exam, you may succeed, you may not succeed. But you will be a much more informed person. It makes you a better person. It makes you an informed person. You understand to think widely. You will interact with your peers, with your parents, with your friends much better. You may not succeed in the exam, but it will make you a better person. If you succeed, nothing like it. If not, at least you become better to this extent. Okay? Dr. Kamar is the principal.
Sir, doctor plus IAS. How it is different, only IAS.
No, it's not that. There is this thing. The most brilliant people who have done very well in the health sector have been non-doctors, by the way. See, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದೊಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೈಬರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಟಕ್ 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 ಅಂತಾನೆ. If somebody else comes who's an engineer, he will ask other questions. Okay? Ayushman Bharat was designed by someone else. Someone will come and say, for me, when I'm looking at a financial thing, I said this should not be done. But somebody will say, Vishal, ನೀನು ಹೇಳೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇದು ನಿನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿನಗೆ. ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳದ್ದು ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀನು ಬರೀ ನೀನು ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯ ಅಂತ. So, someone has to push back and tell you what you are saying is fully not correct. Very, very important it is. So, being a doctor helps. But ಅದು ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, when you have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail. That should not happen.
So all the professors are batting for students. In exams, this will not happen, no?
No, in fact, the first question which Dr. Aruna, 90% of them had that query. When do you take a call? It's a very conscious call. I'll take one step back. If you have to do the civil services, better enter into it early. You are already late. Because by the time you finish, it is 6 years. You should have done it, you should have taken engineering. You should have done other graduation. The counter to that is, you have your safety net. You have your safety net in the form of an MBBS degree. So there's a pro and con in both.
I'll give an example in this. My wife is 2007 batch IAS, 2 years senior to me. She came in early and she is the most popular of all officers because she is one of the youngest officers till date. So I came in late because I was completing dentistry. So that's an example. She did BA and she came in directly.
Now it's quite tough doing BA. Previously, this was a humanities stream. Now, disproportionately large number of people are from the engineering stream. And it's not that they take engineering subjects, they take public administration, they take geography and all that. Because it's a thought process. They know how to crack the exam.
Just add on to the Vishal sir's being a IAS officers who are doctors. So the best example is our own institute. Because whatever the equipments we ask for it, no, within 1 second he could grasp it and he could operate. It is only possible because if the administrator says the doctors, be it be Linac machine, be it be robotic, be it be very higher end work, whatever it is, whatever you ask so far, within no time you could able to convince him and you could get it. The best part of it is the arithmetic dissection table, which has never happened in the history of Karnataka Medical College. Digital dissection table, only doctor can understand this because the components
I still don't understand it. Someone told me it is. Anyway. Thank you.
My intent of asking this question was, we read a lot in MBBS. That much effort is would help in clearing the IAS or
Definitely.
not?
I
Because
told
other
you-
BA, BSc and all, I don't know.
I have a slight thing.
And
You may read a lot, you may do a lot, but finally that luck factor comes in there. See, when you do medicine, you are having so many postgraduate seats, super specialist seats, you get in. The IS sometimes, sorry, not the IS, the UPSC sometimes is a lottery. You may have done brilliantly well. The valuer is not in a good mood. Please, it's not. So, efforts matter. But to what extent, I cannot, for example, you write a paper in maths, you know you'll get 100 out of 100. It is not so in the UPSC. See, you should work very hard, write it. But pray to God very, very religiously saying, give me luck.
Sir, I would like to know, in UPSC, how many attempts you should try?
Sir, I think sir should answer that.
If you are going to qualify this year, your attempts your preparation has to start 2 years back. Okay? So, general has 4 attempts now, Tejashvi?
Sir.
4, 7, unlimited, age barrier comes. For general, OBC, Bardas. 3 to 4 years of your career spent on this is well worth it. After that, you really have to think whether you want to continue. People continue, success stories are there, but the ratio of success stories is very less. Okay, so please be wary of it. 3 to 4 years is a good enough thing. Good enough thing.
Finally, one student, sir.
4 for general, 7 for OBC,
Mike.
unlimited for SC/ST, depending on 33, 38 and 40 years of age.
Sir, finally we have got a student.
You should call him here now.
Come on.
We close in the next 5 minutes because we have Shobna next.
Good afternoon, sir.
Introduce yourself. Let
I'm
everybody
Chetan.
know.
Yeah.
Sorry, good morning. I am Chetan. I am a final year MBBS student. Sir,
Chetan is the lucky draw winner today. Yeah.
sir, I want to know how leadership qualities matters when you are an IS officer, and how do you handle political parties, how you handle that ministers when they pressurize, and the situation, how do you handle it?
Very, very relevant question. Very relevant.
Sir is better suited for that. Sir, you have to take this.
No, you are the one who's been the PS to 3 union ministers.
Sir, no, sir, no.
3 union ministers. You will know it much better.
See, I'll answer this outside the hall.
Okay.
But for now, see, it's not that what you see in the movies. It's very easy to lay the blame on the other side. When you go inside and see, everybody is meaning well. There may be some biases, there may be some, just like human beings are. You need to relate to the common point where public good is involved. And when that is there, I think a lot of things are solved. When they know, acha, this person is not blocking my work just for like that. Maximum, they'll get you transferred. Okay, there is no problem. But if you are on the same plane, you can work wonders. That is our job. If you only keep on telling rules and don't allow any work to happen, you are not doing your job.
Rules are not made to stop things from happening. They are made to do things in the right way. So get that necessary. You want to do something now, you have to buy. You should not simply go purchase. You should do it in a method that there are no irregularities, no accusations of favoritism. So it matters. Secondly, see, both him and I, we may be handling about 70 to 100 files a day. 80 to 90 files, nobody interferes. 5 files, meritorious, someone requests, meritorious. Out of the other 5 files, 3 files will be 50-50. You can do this there. In the other 2 files, you have to be sharp enough to fight.
That's where the red tapeism comes.
So you have to do it that.
I think, sir, last question we can try and then I'll wind up.
Yes, sir.
And nobody from ladies,
no,
what is
no.
this? Sir, we have to prompt. Let us allow her.
No, after this one, Tejas will be available. You can meet him.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Rajshekhar. I'm a second year MBBS student. So I just wanted to ask you we have something called UPSC CMS for medical graduates, right? So is it worth it to try for UPSC CMS after your UG, or start preparing for the main UPSC?
So it depends on what do you want to do. You want to continue in the medical field? Good enough. You can be part of the UPSC CMS also, or you can look at private practice also, colleges also. But you want to do much larger canvas, you have the passion for it, you want to really give 3 years for that, not going for PG or super specialty, then maybe UPSC is the way.
So, is there, we see, say, IRS officers or KS officers rewriting the civil services exams to get into higher posts like IAS. So is it possible to do that if you are a CMS officer?
Sir?
See, the only disqualification is if you get IAS or IFS, Indian Foreign Service IAS, you can't write the UPSC exam again. These are the two things. From any other, well, IAS is IAS, yeah. So that way, okay, I'm just saying, don't mind me. IAS is IAS, okay, cutting edge it is. So if you do the IAS or the Indian Foreign Service, you are not allowed to write the you are not allowed. You will have to actually resign and say no, give it off. You other exams you can take the service, write again. So it's like that, okay? See, what Tejashwi and I we are trying to tell you again and again is, you need to prioritize in your life what you want to do. If you want to do medicine, do it, enjoy it. If you want to do something else, as Shobna or Prashant have done it, go ahead and do it. Believe me, you will enjoy it more. It is just a matter of your choices in life. Okay?
We are here just to tell you that this is also there. It shouldn't happen that you didn't know. Sir, I just will finish with introducing my classmates who are here. Hey, get up. Only two. Okay, Dr. Veeresh Maglad and Dr. Dodwad, Naveen Dodwad. So they have come to see me. And the photos that are here, please have a look. I'll tell later outside the class. The fourth, I will tell you later. Somebody who wants to ask. That's it. Thank you. Sir, nim separate agi na matadtini.
Sir, for shedding the light on the powerful role doctors can play in governance, policy making and administration. Your insights have certainly motivated many young minds here. Our next speaker is Dr. Shobna Anand, Director and Partner, Matina Farm Consulting, Mumbai. Dr. Shobna Anand is a respected leader in pharmaceutical consulting, a strategist and a mentor for healthcare professionals transitioning into corporate and leadership roles. Madam is an alumni of our college. After completing MBBS, she pursued her MBA from Symbiosis, Pune. With over 22 years of professional experience spanning across multinationals in strategy, portfolio planning, business development, and new market entry, Dr. Anand combines strong medical domain knowledge with a sharp business acumen. Dr. Anand has worked across regulated and emerging markets such as Europe, Latin America, Russia, Africa, and Asia, where she has launched successful brands, acquired and divested portfolio, scaled up business, and led complex techno-commercial projects to fulfillment. She joined Matina Farm Consulting in 2019 as partner and director and diversified the consulting business, adding global clients while establishing a strong and dynamic internal team. Company provides technical consulting to pharmaceutical manufacturers through offices in India, Singapore, Australia, Europe, and Malaysia. May I now request Madam to take the podium and guide us through the talk on Beyond the White Coat, from stethoscope to strategy. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Clearly? Okay, great. Very good afternoon to all the dignitaries, to the respected faculty members, respected doctors. I think we can reduce the volume a little. There's a little too much echo in my view. Yeah. So, a very good afternoon to all of you. It's an absolute honor to be here today, and I'm really humbled that I get to speak to so many young, bright minds. So, I have a disclaimer. It's there, very loud. because I do not intend to inspire you to leave what you are passionate for. We all, we have a passion that we grow up with. Many of you would be following that, and I do not intend to inspire you to, get excited fleetingly and move into career paths away from what you have worked so hard for. However, for some of you who may feel stuck, for some of you who may have some niggling doubts in your minds, you may have some questions and you really are keen to look beyond, like the speakers before me have said. For those of you, maybe the sessions today will be able to give you a little bit of distilled information to help you choose your path and make more informed choices. So the need for good clinicians is now, and those of you who continue to be practicing physicians and clinicians, all the very best for it, because when there is a health crisis, I know there's nothing better than having a good doctor by your side. So, yeah, I have to get used to this. Okay. Can you? Yep. So remember that the grass is greener where you nurture it. It's not essentially greener on the other side. There are complications everywhere, okay? So always remember that. And I am here today not because I have done great work like Dr. Tejasvi or Dr. Vishal Naik. I'm here because I've done something different, okay? So hopefully I will get to tell you what. This is not moving. Can you help to move, please? Okay, this is, down arrow, okay. So that's me. I just have one picture. So that is me on my graduation day in front of Archana Hostel. I was one of those few people who came in from the CBSE quota, the North Indians who used to come here. So we were just 15 of us in our batch. I don't know if that still exists. And I tried my level best to learn Kannada, and I still know smatterings of Kannada now. That language has stayed with me. It feels like my second language. But I had a very, very exciting time here, which was in mixed measures, fun and stress. When I get back into KMC, it does bring back a rush of exam stress, to me. Somehow it is still embedded in my heart and mind. But also, I was a very, very culturally active person. So I think this auditorium was like my second home. What triggered the change of course for me? I think I was certainly one of those who took that call instantaneously. And I would love to say that I was very clear in my mind. I knew what my passion is. I knew that I wanted to move to this area. Frankly, I wasn't. And I think like many of you who may still be harboring doubts, questions in your mind, I was. I had self-doubts. I was vulnerable. I was at the stage where I probably didn't have, the right guidance and mentors. I must say I came from a family where we don't have any doctors, in any for generations and for several extended families, we do not have doctors. So for me, I came from an army background, and it was a very different field, very different area. I was a doctor by choice, but somewhere along the way, I started to feel niggling doubts. I was also one of those doctors who had an EQ overload. Okay, I would probably internalize all the stress of the patient, take it back with me. And I used to actually, at that young age and stage, anyone who is unable to detach can find it very difficult in clinic. So probably somewhere, those were some of the niggling issues. Maybe had I had a good mentor, I would have learned how to manage that much better. But I think by the end of my graduation, I was pretty sure that I want to look at alternates. I did not know how MBA came into my mind. I knew friends who were doing MBAs, and I think the concept of having a campus placement was enticing to me at that point. The concept of being able to quickly settle down into something was enticing. And I made that choice and I did not regret it. So to suffice, it will suffice to say that I was definitely a doctor by choice, but I was a corporate leader by plot twist, just destiny and fate. However, you all are stepping into, or you are spreading your wings in a very different time and era. And this time is very different from our time. You have so much information on your fingertips. You have so much of knowledge that is available to you. So your choices can be a lot more planned. They can be a lot more informed. And, maybe my journey will help you to, in some way, in some small way, be able to make those choices a little more clearly. So the path I took was relatively straightforward. I decided to do an MBA, and I moved back to Delhi after my graduation. My parents were there at that time, and I started to work in a psychiatric hospital. I was interested in psychiatry. I've always been interested in the human mind, the way it works. I still am. And I started to prep for MBA. MBA prep is also very important because as a doctor, you need to retrain your mind to think quantitatively. And our MBA entrance exams are somewhat, they tend to favor those who can do better quantitatively. So the analytical thinking, the logical thinking, and the quantitative thinking, you definitely need to retrain yourself. So I started to prep in parallel, and I joined SEMHRD, which was at that time one of the top 10 colleges. I did not crack an IIM. Hopefully, maybe had I prepared harder or longer, I could have, but I moved into a reasonably good tier 2 college. And at that time, I was quite clear that I want to at least continue in an area where I am still connected to my subject matter expertise. Because I did a general MBA. I did my specialization, it was a dual specialization in marketing and in finance. And I could have taken on any of the campus placements that were coming my way. You may know or may not that in these colleges, some of the best placements are from the FMCG companies. So you have the Procter & Gamble's, and you have the ITCs and the Maricos. And by way of being doctors, at least the one thing that we all have in common is we are very hardworking. So I had a great CGPA. I was shortlisted everywhere. But in my mind, I was quite sure that I wanted to stick to my domain expertise. And at that time, pharma was not really hiring from campus. Pharma had not yet professionalized to that level that it was actually coming to campuses much to hire. So frankly, that is the call that I took, to let go of great placement opportunities and to wait for something which I thought would help me in the longer run. It was a very tough call, believe me. When the pay packages are 4 times as much, you are definitely enticed to take that call. But I think that's where sometimes taking the right call matters. Because in the longer run, when you look back, you realize that you've done the right thing by choosing the right direction. So at that time, I took the first company that came on campus, which was Ensure. That was my first stint in marketing. That was my first and only stint in marketing, excepting for the end. And in fact, that is the part that I think most of you are familiar with, the only part that you all will probably be familiar with in pharma. Doctors know sales and marketing. They know the people who come and meet them. They know the people who come and, launch the products to them. And so it's a great learning ground because you start from absolute, you start from the bottom and you really get to understand how things function. You get to struggle, you see the struggles of the medical reps and you understand the products and all of that aspect. But it's a very small part, To you, it might seem like that is what pharma is all about, but that is just probably 10% of what pharma is about. Pharma, there is so much more at the background, which I will talk about. So after that, by the way, I launched, my first brand launches became very successful. And you may have heard of Ferium XT and Orofer XT. So I was responsible for this XT wave that suddenly took place in the country, and I suddenly realized that everybody is launching HPs because it became a big brand. So I'm the culprit there, for the bigger iron tablets suddenly. So those were my first brands in the second year of my career. So I was lucky to have a great experience and opportunity there. After that, I think my game-changing role was when I moved into Glenmark in the role of an EA executive assistant to the MD and CEO. Now, you may not know of them because these are very separate areas, but this gentleman is Mr. Glenn Saldana. He is one of the most dynamic CEOs in the corporate world and in pharma for sure. And he is one of those who has been very focused on innovative medicine, not on generic medicine, which is what Indian companies are known for. So as you may know or may not, any idea? I mean, in India, do we have companies who have launched do we have innovative medicine in India from Indian companies? Any idea? Only in partnership. Only in partnership. No. So actually, we get to crack a global innovative molecule. One or two odd companies have done it, but not in a manner that actually, the new chemical entities, which is what the Pfizers and the Wyeths or the AstraZenecas, the MSDs do. And that's because they probably had a 100-year advantage over us. Frankly, they got started 150 years before us. So Indian companies have been focused on generics, but this gentleman was always focused on novel molecules. And that is where I started to, so when you are in a EAs, I think like Dr. Tejasvi was talking in his role as a PS to the Union Minister, it opens your world out. Similarly, for the pharma industry, if you, in your initial years, are working or shadowing the MD or the CEO of a company, it opens your world up. You are exposed to R&D, to operations, to strategy, to planning, to logistics, to supply chain, to new market entries, and all that area. And then suddenly you're ready for strategy role because you understand how things move. It's not just one area. So from there on, I moved in various roles within Glenmark. My last role there was I was a GM for portfolio strategy and business development for emerging markets. So 90% of my work has been outside of India, and I'll talk about that a little later. From there, I moved to Lupin. I was heading the global alliance management there, which is basically, an Indian generic company collaborating with a multinational innovative company, in for co-developing and for launching products together. So you will retain the rights of that molecule for some countries, and they will take the rights of the same molecule for another country. That kind of partnership. So I was responsible for handling those large level partnerships and making things move along smoothly. And my last corporate role per se was with Pfizer, where I was a director, for BD and strategy again to start with. But later, I also did a stint as marketing director for a short while. So what this really gave me was a huge amount of global experience. I have worked in Glenmark in my last role. I was handling the strategy and business development for all of the emerging markets, which was Asia Pacific, Latin America, Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Russia, and then further in my other roles, I moved to regulated markets. So Europe, UK, Australia, which is also where currently I'm focused on. So, it does give you a different perspective. I was based in Europe for a few years as well. I chose to come back because I wanted to be with family and back to the country. But it does make you see your country and other countries with a different pair of eyes. You do gain a lot of experience and perspective if you have traveled. So travel does make you probably a little bit of a more informed person. So don't lose that chance when you can. So if I will, now what I'll try is that I want to just that I have largely handled, because these areas are different from what you know about pharma. Just to big, whether you can read or not. The first is portfolio strategy. So portfolio strategy is a very critical role which is in basically you have the accountability for the entire product process, right from the ideation up to the product, successful product launch, and from there on it goes to marketing and sales. Okay, so you are doing the back-end strategy work for portfolios. There is a lot of work involved. You are subscribing to global databases, clinical trial databases. You are distilling information from a wide variety of sources. You are trying to understand unmet needs from doctors, and based on all that, you come up with some ideas. And these are new ideas, not essentially generic ideas, these are innovative ideas. So when you get these ideas, then you do the business cases. So the numbers is critical in any of these roles. What are the business cases about? You will look at the patent situation of the molecule. You will look at your regulatory pathway, what kind of clinical trials are required to be done. You will look at medical profile of the product, the development costs, and based on all of this, you do a P&L for the product, the profit and loss statement. And whatever products are making the cut, those are the ones that will be the pipeline for the company. So this is the role of a portfolio strategist. You also align all your cross-functional teams on joint objectives. And you also make sure that the entire process of the product launch is institutionalized. The second part that I would like to highlight is corporate strategy. The corporate strategy is the same thing on a larger scale. You're not looking at portfolios for a company right there. You are looking for an entry path into newer countries, into newer markets. So how do we enter new markets? Should we enter through distributors, partners, or should we actually put up our own field force? If we put up our own field force, what kind of products should we take in this country? What kind of regulations are there in this country which I have to make sure to meet? You need to have a very deep understanding in such cases of the political and industry variables, the regulatory markets, the pricing strategies, and all other kind of dynamics to be able to take such decisions. The third part is business development. So business development is what I'm sure you all know, the deal making part, the camel sounding M&A as they call it, the mergers and acquisitions. So, when you set a growth objective and you decide, okay, my company today is, let us say, 500 crores or 500 million, I want to take it to $1 billion. Now, you will see that organically, I have 50 products. I can grow these 50 products, I can grow to 750 million. How do I need the rest 250? For that 250, let's do inorganic growth. Inorganic as in you acquire, you buy, you sell, you make deals. So all of that part comes into the business development. And of course, the part that you all are familiar with, the marketing and the sales part, where you are involved in communicating the strategy of the brand positioning to the doctors, ensuring that they see the value of that product, ensuring that they are prescribing, and ultimately being responsible for the numbers. Yeah. So these are the broad 4 areas which I have worked on across the industry. Now, after Pfizer, I was in a phase where things were going good for me. I was the only woman leader in the India leadership team, and things were going absolutely fine. But somewhere again, what happens at a certain point when you probably climb the ladder, and this is absolutely normal and perfectly understandable across all industries. Sometimes you feel that your independent thought is curtailed. You're not able to take decisions the way you want to take the decisions, and that's also okay. You can deal with it if it is not a very big conflict. But if the same conflict goes on for a little too long and you feel that your personal principles and your professional principles are in constant conflict, a person like me would like to change course a little. And that is where I decided that I will move out from mainstream corporate and start my own or join an organization where I have complete independence. So that was my journey to entrepreneurship. I joined an existing boutique pharma consulting company. You can actually look up the website if you remember the name later. It's called Metina Farm Consulting. And this was 6 years ago. I joined as a director, became a partner, and then from there on we have scaled it up significantly. Metina has no typical meaning. It was in the name of two people which was put together at that point, the original founders of the company. Yes. So I joined this as a director and then became a partner. It's a boutique consulting firm, and further we went on to establish Metina Pharma as well and launched niche portfolio in UK, EU and Australia. We are headquartered in Mumbai, but we also now have offices in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Australia, and a year ago we have opened our office in Europe. We are focused on two different areas. One is technical consulting for clients, and the second area is our own product portfolio, which we are launching in a niche way, not in a very big way. No intention to establish a big full-scale pharma company, just niche portfolio wherever we see opportunity. So more of an opportunistic model. So what are we doing there? One main area is GMP consulting. You know, in India we have something like 15,000, unofficially it's 20,000 odd manufacturing pharma, units. That's a huge number, right? US FDA approved facilities out of that would be around 600, and EU also is very limited. So what happens is most pharma companies have that aspiration. They'll start in domestic, they'll move to ROW countries, rest of the world countries, which are semi-regulated, and then the highest aspiration is to move to a regulated market like the US, Europe, Australia. These are very stringent markets. Now, what do? We handhold clients through this process to upgrade their quality systems, to upgrade their portfolio documentation. These are long-term projects, and we work with them to help enter the regulated markets. So GMP is good manufacturing practices. We work on the pharma, our team works on the pharma manufacturing units to enable them to upgrade quality systems and then get the approvals from EU, that is our core one. From Australia, we trigger the inspections and we get the certifications for them. The second part is the regulatory consulting. So on the plant side we are working. On the product side also, you need to have a very different kind of documentation required to register products in these stringent authorities. It is extremely different, I would say maybe 20 times as much complex in terms of registering a product in India vis-a-vis registering a product in US or EU. So we upgrade that also, help them to move on that. We can help them with their portfolio strategy, what kind of products to launch. We also can take up product development through our research partners. And like I said, we've been launching some of our products as well. We do audits for manufacturing to ensure that they are in compliance with global requirements. And lastly, we can do technical due diligences. So let's say a bank or a company or an investor wants to buy a pharma unit. So we will go there, our team will go there, ensure that the compliances are all in order, the documentation is in order, the unit is worth investing that much, so that the investors can take a unbiased decision. So to help them in their decision making. So this is the scope of work that we currently are doing in our company. And I think we are doing fine. And what's brought me here, I'll come back to, what you learn from medicine again, because like Dr. Tejasvi mentioned, the kind of crisis management and the kind of stress and critical thinking and problem solving under pressure that we've all done during MBBS, I think it really sets you up for the rest of the world. Anything else feels comparative. You remember that I survived that period, so I will survive this also. You keep reminding yourself that. So also, ability to survive under 3 hours of sleep and finishing your lunch under 3 minutes. I think all of this is also very useful in the corporate world. Yeah. So moving into the second part, I'm going to quickly take you through what are the alternative career opportunities? I have mapped it out more from a corporate perspective. No, I'm not entering into the domain of hospitals because I have not worked there, and I think anyway Dr. Prashant is going to be taking that ahead. So I will focus on what areas you can look at in the corporate world, okay? Yes, I'll be done. I have a shorter presentation. So the first, of course, is the pure play pharma industry. Yes, you are not prescribing medicines, but you are definitely creating medicines, and I think that's equally important, right? Now, what kind of work can you do? What kind of person are you if you decide to move on to this side? Are you somebody who is very academically oriented? You would prefer to be an individual contributor. You prefer to put your head down, research, read. That's what really excites you. You don't need to do an MBA, honestly. In such cases, you have several roles which are available to you just as a MBBS or an MDS, For example, the role of a medical advisor. It may not sound glamorous, but it's an excellent career path, and it's a very important career path. You have these roles rolling up to global levels. So, for example, when I was last in Pfizer, our medical advisor, who was an oncologist by profession, by training, she was a medical advisor for the company, grew from from small roles, and then went on to lead the medical team for Pfizer India, then regionally, and now she's one of the global leads. So it's a lovely avenue on its own. Okay. Second, another area which is coming up very, very strongly in India is pharmacovigilance. Does anyone know? I mean, I don't need answers, but have you heard of the term pharmacovigilance? Okay. So we have one of the professors only, saying he knows, but I think the students, I wish it gets included into our curriculum because it's actually a critical part of pharma today. Okay. This is the area where you are monitoring adverse events and ensuring that those adverse events are not happening in future. So that is very, very, again, it's a very stringent process in regulated markets. In India, it is very nascent, it is evolving, and that is why you need experts. And doctors are definitely, good subject matter experts for pharmacovigilance. You have medical writing, which is the same as the dossier, which I was taught, the product dossier part of it. And clinical research and drug trials, again, another large area. Okay, so these are areas you don't need an MBA for. And it depends on what is it that excites you. With an MBA, so again, are you outgoing? Do you draw your energy from people? Do you enjoy, conveying your ideas, your strategies, your thoughts? Are you good at selling your thoughts or ideas to people? If so, you might want to consider moving on to the business side. Okay? And that's important because this personality will help you to sell the strategies so that people will implement them, right? So that's where you can do marketing, you can do portfolio strategy, you can do business development, you can grow from there to business lead, to CEO, CM, all CXO levels. By the way, some of the biggest companies, Pfizer global CEO, that is Dr. Albert Bourla, he is a medical doctor by training. The AstraZeneca global CEO is Dr. Vas Narasimhan. He is also a doctor from Harvard Medical College. So, these are people who have, Dr. Shailendra, I think, Shailesh Iyengar, right? I heard somebody mention in Sanofi India also was a very, well-known medical doctor who did very well in this area. So the world is your oyster. You can, like Dr. Vishal was saying. Another very glamorous part, if you are very sure, very sharp, is management consulting. Okay, these are the doctors to the industry. Okay, they don't diagnose diseases, they diagnose problems and they solve problems for the industry. What do? They will apply their minds to complex problems. You must have, you would know these brands like Deloitte and KPMG, IBM. I'm sure that sometimes even the government works closely with, you do, right, BCG? Yes, so Exactly. So these guys are bright, they are sharp. You need a top tier MBA to get into management consulting. You know, and I'll give you a very typical domain example. Let's say in a hospital, a large Tata hospital, you are just not meeting your bottom line requirements and it's going under, you know, it's in the red for last 3 years, and you're not really able to pinpoint what the issue is. You will call the doctor. So the doctor, the management consultants will come in, they will interview the whole world, they will analyze and assess every bit of data that you have. They will also look outside at like examples, successful examples. They will bring best practice from there. They will benchmark your practice against those best practices, and then they will give you a diagnosis that this is, you know, right from maybe your extended waiting time in your ER, or your bed management is not optimized, or, you know, you have too many redundancies in your system, too many duplications in your system. They will give you the diagnosis and then they will give you a plan to implement. That is what management consultants do. And in a way, in corporate strategy in the companies, you do the same thing on a smaller scale. So you are the doctor for the company. So that's, oh, I forgot this. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. And then the last part, which I will highlight, is the most upcoming part, health tech and AI. Now, this is where doctors who have the brain and heart of an engineer, you know, we were listening to it a while ago. I definitely do not. I mean, maths always eluded me. I am more empathy, creative kind of doctor. I was never an engineering kind of a doctor. But for those who are, they are best placed to identify problems and then see how a tech solution can be applied to it. Okay, so that is what health tech and AI is all about. I have just mentioned a few names here. These are some of the top health tech companies of Indian origin. And globally, of course, there are many more coming up. It's an area which is evolving so rapidly that, I mean, I definitely know probably only 5% of it, but that is where you all and everyone has an immense amount of scope. For example, drug discovery. Now, you know, or you may not know, it takes $1 billion, so like 9,000 crores on an average, to discover a new molecule. That is the cost. That is why Indian companies do not do that, because it is prohibitively expensive. And the success rate is like maybe 1 in 20 or 1 in 40. So how can you spend $1 billion on a product that may fail? That's why you keep doing generics. But that kind of a problem can be solved by applying tech to it. You know, you don't need scientists to sit, review data, look at diagrams, see has this been done. You actually have softwares which are running everything for you now, and they throw up leads which are exciting. So half your work is taken care of, right? Similarly, a doctor, you know, he knows, a surgeon will know best that, okay, if I have a, you know, if I'm working on a robotic software, what is it that I really need to do to enable this robotic arm to work in the best way possible and in as personalized a way possible, and to be able to handle a situation on ground just like an actual human. It's only a doctor who can do that. Any other engineer will not be able to think through it, right? That's where doctors will have an important role to play as well. So, you know, these are just some of the areas. And my closing thoughts are that if any of this is exciting to you, then it's not so difficult. You know, it's transition 101. Please apply that. You will just move from white coats to blazers. I'm in a blazer on purpose today. Night shifts to never-ending Microsoft Teams calls. Patients to stakeholders who behave like even more spoiled patients. Medical jargon to management jargon, which is equally complicated. And a little bit of hospital politics to corporate politics. So changing careers does not mean that you're not a doctor. Once a doctor, always a doctor. It is only expanding your impact, it is increasing your skills, and hopefully it will help you to find greater fulfillment. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You are excellent, thought-provoking. I'll give to Dr. Vishal, sir.
The reason we call Shobana is two. Most important because she's a lady. I wanted the girls. I'll tell you. I wanted the girls to look. See, many times what happens is, many times we come and do these talks, etc., where the men. Shobana is a rare exception in the corporate sector who's done so well. I'm actually, it's not being sexist, it's giving you a lot of credit on that.
Thank you.
It's an example. Recent airline in the news? Do you know what was the investment in Indigo about 2006 by Gangwal, Rakesh Gangwal? Do you know how much he invested in Indigo in 2006?
No.
14.6 crores. How much? Do you know what's his stake worth? 45,000 crores. 45,000 crores, 3,000 times more. Okay. What I'm saying is, see, all of us are there. We are oriented saying this is how the medicine goes. We see the next hospital we will build. We will do this, etc. But there is this corporate sector. There is this sector. If you get your things right, you will do a much more larger implication on this sector. You will contribute to the health sector much better. That is what I wanted you to see with Shobana. This is the thing. Because you saw with MBA, without MBA, what do you bring in? This is what is there. So I would request some of the ladies in the audience, as well as some of the ladies among the faculty also, if you have anything to please ask.
Yes, I have one lady right there.
Yeah,
I'm so glad to get a question from a woman because women tend to not speak up.
Yes.
You know, you have to learn to speak up. We must. Only at home after becoming wives, I know everybody speaks a lot, but in the job domain, we are too quiet. So,
good morning, ma'am, and respected all the dignitaries here. I'm Jyotirmayi, and I'm a third-year medical student here. My question is, women in corporate sector, what are the problems and challenges that you have faced, and how did you deal with it? And how we as young women, we might feel a little inferior, as in to get into the sector, if we are interested, we might feel little, less represented, less examples to take inspiration from, right? So how do you deal with that?
that's such a good question. May I know your name again?
Jyotirmayi.
Jyotirmayi, what a beautiful name. So Jyotirmayi, that's a lovely question. And it's a very pertinent one for women in general, but not only in the corporate sector. It's pertinent for every sector. I think, first of all, we are not running a race with anyone. We all are only running a race against our own selves. So we must make sure as women that at whatever point in time you need to slow down, fasten up, take a break, or do whatever, you should be able to do it without feeling too worried or guilty about the implications. I would say that in the corporate sector in India, things have really evolved. Many of the good companies, especially multinationals, Indian as well as global, are very proactively actually increasing the focus on diversity. Now, when Vishal said I called you here mainly because she's a lady, it didn't immediately it didn't sound very good to my ears because I was tired of listening to it in the corporate, but I then realized why you said it. So that was a different reason altogether. But in the corporate sector, actually, it is literally something that people are trying to do increasingly to recruit more women so that they have more women representation, because people now understand that women do bring a lot to the table, a lot more than it seems. So that's one part. Secondly, yes, we have our biological clocks. We have to take care of all of that. I personally, I think I worked a little too hard. I was working till the last day of my pregnancy, if I may say, and day 90 I was back in office. And at 6 months of age, when my child was just 6 months, I moved to another country. And then 5 years we were away in different countries and different cities, my husband and I. At that point in time, I could do it because I had established a great support system. I was lucky. Maybe not everybody is, but I would think that I have seen many women who decide to take it slow at a certain point in time and then go on to peak a little later, but peak much higher. So, there are people who peak very early let's not compare ourselves with anyone. We could potentially take it a little slower, peak a little later, and continue to do much better. So we are as good, if not better, yeah? Okay, Dr. Vishal just asked me how do we tackle MBA exams. Like I mentioned, right, in the beginning as well, you do need to retrain your mind to think quantitatively. We lose track of that during MBBS because our training is so, academic orientation. We forget the quant part of it. So MBA exams are critical because the difference between a top tier, mid and lower tier MBA college does make a difference. The fact is that your launch pad will define, at least in the beginning, where you're going. Not that if supposing, now in my case, even though I had a good launch pad, I chose a, actually significantly lesser exciting pay package. It took time to move to that level. So you can, but if you're able to crack to a good college, it makes all the difference. So I would think that here, being coached and being mentored is critical. You have enough examples, and although, I'm more than happy to coach or mentor anyone who might need it anytime.
Sir, we at DIMHANS, we are very new to this technology business incubator.
Yes.
So we were called by the IT/BT ST Minister, Mr. Priyank Kharge sir. He is interested in Tech Park of Medicine. We are the first people who from North Karnataka to introduce a Tech Park in medicine. And we are also into this thing, sir, robots helping the patient to live to their destination, to their cot, or supply medicines to them. We are into those things. And New Age Innovation Network 2.0, they have sanctioned 5 lakhs for each project. For 10 projects they have sanctioned, madam. And we are closer to patency for some 3 products where there is softwares for mentally retardation, artificial intelligence and machine learning. And these things we are going into. This was very new to us, sir, but we have, because of their support, we are going through non-medical thing now.
That's excellent.
So
actually.
they have sanctioned 23 crores for this thing, sir, TBI, Technology Business Incubator.
No, Shobna, what he's telling in one part. Due to the setting up of the IIT, Dharwad and IIIT, lot of interfaces happening between academia and certain application. So that's how actually Bangalore evolved, if you see in the Institute of Science. So what are your thoughts on it?
No, see, again, like I said, this is one part where I probably am just scratching the surface. It's very rapidly evolving. All I can say is that health tech is the next wave, AI and health tech is the next wave, and we must embrace it. We must not be fearful that it will take our jobs away, or it will, we must not, it is only going to improve the condition, the situation, and be an ally for us. It will facilitate our working to become more efficient and more effective. So we should not be fearful, we should embrace it, and that's all that I would say at this point.
Is there anybody from the boys on this side or the girls on this side? Or Mugasli first. Mugasadna. Yes, the lady there.
My question is actually to Vishal sir. I'm Disha, third year MBBS student. I've been preparing for UPSC since last 1 year.
I'll respond to that later. We'll finish Shobna's.
Okay.
Shobna, can you tell, and see we talked of the corporate sector, the WHO, all the government thing with the MBA, etc. How does it help? You must have seen it happening.
I have seen it happening. See, corporates play, in fact, that is a part of it is what I was working on in Pfizer. This is more active for WHO, I would say, is slightly more active with only the large corporate companies. For example, Lupin has a very big partnership with WHO for providing anti-malarials and for anti-tubercular drugs. So they are one of the biggest suppliers for that. Now, you have, when I was in Pfizer, I was for a while handling the women's healthcare portfolio, and you had all these oxytocins and the injectable contraceptive, which again was in a very big way partnered along with the Bill and Melinda Gates. In fact, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was actually subsidizing the production cost of this product from Pfizer so that it could be bought by WHO and then be distributed across the world globally, especially in Africa. So in India somehow injectable contraceptives never picked up, but in Africa they did in a big way. So what this basically, when you've done an MBA and you are working in such environments, you just the most core important thing for you is the project management. You understand all the aspects. You understand the dealing from the pharma perspective, from the WHO, from the regulators, government perspective, and then you are basically making the things happen. So I think it does add value, surely.
Ramlingapare, the last question.
Shobna, congratulations. Since you after graduation you did MBA is very good. Interested in finance and marketing, I think.
Yes, sir.
Suppose at this stage, most of our faculties, maybe associate professor level and all, they want to become future because this rotation has started.
Yes,
they want to become HOD, they want to become MS, RMO, or director.
Yes,
so formally, doctors doesn't have any administrative experiences. So is it mandatory according to you that they can do MBA? Now distance courses are available. Actually, 2017 I joined as a medical superintendent. Before that, because I didn't have much experience as a HOD to handle such. So actually I did MBA part 1 in Sikkim University, distance courses.
Okay.
Do you think at this age we cannot do full-time MBA? So those are already in service. So what is your advice? They can do distance course MBA regarding hospital administration so that they can do better as a as a RMO or medical superintendent, as a director.
Sir, there is absolutely a very good point, because your knowledge and your quest shouldn't end at any point.
Yeah.
And secondly, when you keep gaining this knowledge from other areas, you become more effective as administrators because your responsibilities change. So I think, of course, you do not need to do, at that stage needs to do a full-time MBA, but there are actually curated courses.
Yeah.
What you need to do is one youngster to do a little bit of research, and I would be happy to invest time into that, to suggest which curated courses from which institutes would actually help most for the kind of experience that you require, so that you're not spending time unnecessarily on marketing or on HR or stuff, but you are actually spending time more on basic financial understanding to be able to ensure that your numbers are in control.
Actually, what
your
happens?
People management is.
Particularly, what happens? If they to know the admission, to understand that, they will take 6 months to 1 year to understand the system. So it will be waste. 1 year is in the government setup is so important.
One important thing, Ramlingapare, what Shobna has gone through or what Raisad has gone is a sector which is a commercial sector. What we require for our public health system sector differs. See, ultimately any training is relevant to that place where you work. It is up to us to ensure the module that we create sensitizes you to that.
And there are perfect curated tailored modules available, and we should be.
And Tavella already mugsidiri. In very small way, the Fiscal Policy Institute for 3 days does full sensitization to the top 5-10 professors in every institution. You are 33 institutions, 300 or 5 people from each institution, that's 155. 5th or 4th cohort is going on. It's basically to sensitize everybody what a KTPP is. KTPP is not relevant in any MBA. Okay, KPPP is not relevant, but you need to know when you are here. So that way, you have to curate it for what you require. So that's a given. That's a given. Okay.
Thank you
last
very
words. Last words.
I just am very happy to be here. I just hope that what I have spoken has been useful to one or two of you, and you're most welcome to get in touch if there is anything that I can help you with. Thank you so much.
Shobna, you would have realized, is an extrovert. She's a fantastic dancer. Rangila, no, Shobna, first one. And she sings like an angel.
Oh,
so
thank you very much.
Very happy. Very happy you made it, Shobna. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shobna ma'am, for the eye-opening session. Your talk has helped us realize that a medical degree it need not be just a medical degree. It can open doors not just in healthcare, but in global strategy, innovation and leadership too. Thank you, ma'am. Now moving on to the next session, we have with us Surgeon Lieutenant Commander Dr. Prashant Raisad sir, with vast experience ranging from serving the Indian Navy to leading healthcare transformation in leading medical institutions. Dr. Prashant Raisad stands out as an example of versatility. He is our own KMC alumni. He did his postgraduate certificate in business management from Jamshedpur. A former Indian Armed Forces officer, Surgeon Lieutenant Commander Dr. Prashant Raisad is a strategic healthcare business leader with over 2 decades of experience in hospital growth, operational turnarounds and multi-site network expansion across South India. He had held leadership roles with prominent healthcare institutions including Global Hospital, Fortis Hospital, etc. His contributions include developing advanced specialty programs, strengthening governance and expanding healthcare access in both metros and Tier 2 cities. Today, he leads The Insights, supporting hospitals and health tech organization in business strategy, digital transformation and commercial performance improvement. He serves as Consulting Chief Revenue Officer at The Hospital, Strategic Advisor to Brain Hospitals, Clinical Lead and Subject Matter Expert to TMR Fino Global, a key contributor to EMR and Hospital Information System innovations. Rooted in family of agriculturists, Dr. Prashant channels his passion beyond healthcare into rural development. He is building a tech-enabled smart agriculture farm near Sirsi, introducing automation, modern cultivation practices and data-driven agri-productivity. Here I present to you Dr. Prashant.
Thank you. Dr. Tejaswi stole my initial statement. How is the Josh? So now I have to ask, now, is it still up? Hi, great. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಭಾಳ ಜನ ಜವಾರೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದಾರ. So I was fortunate to be part of the Javari gang, the gang from Shimoga, Uttara Kannada, South Canada also, as well as close to Bengaluru gang when I was here. A good number of circle. So why I said Javari is, it is linked to the decision what I took in my life journey. So the topic which I will be covering is something similar to what Dr. Shobna has taken you through. She is more into pharma industry. I'm more into the private sector of healthcare, that is hospital industry. So I will be going through my journey, the opportunities, what is there, and I will be taking some of the questions if you have related to that. So I hail from a small village. I don't think even Google will be able to identify that village even today. It's a small hamlet in Shirsi, near Banwasi. I never thought or interested to join medical field when I was a student, when I was doing my +2. I wrote exam, got rank. Fortunately or unfortunately, my medical ranking was far better than engineering ranking. Far, far better. I wanted to be an engineer. Electronics and communication was my passion. My cousin, who is a good friend of me, we both wanted to do something in electronics and communication field. So he followed his path. He is currently in Germany. Tata Nano car, what you drive, one of the chip, the hard coding is done by him. However, when you get a good ranking, when you have an opportunity, your circle around you, ಏನಪ್ಪ ನಿನಗೆ MBBS ಸೀಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಸಿಗೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಈಗೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ? So this question will come. So you are very young. You don't know what is right, what is wrong when you are just 18. And those days information was very, very limited. Today, you people are so lucky because internet, I mean, you have enough information, you have people to guide. Those days, it was very, very, very scarce. So I took a plunge, got a seat in Mysore Medical College, joined there. I was there for a couple of months. After that, there was a family requirement from my parents' side. I have to be nearer to them, so took a mutual transfer in the first semester, first year itself, within 2 months in fact. So that's how I landed here and met Vishal on the day one. Oh, Neenenappa Vishal anta I started. So we were table mates, dissection mates. So post my MBBS, I mean everybody laughed, why not get into the regular clinical practice or do a PG or enter into a clinical practice. Of course, Armed Forces, which I joined later, is also into clinical practice, but it is slightly a devious path. When I came here, I mean studied from a small government school, Kannada medium. Plus two, what will you do? If someone is from a local language medium, whether it is Kannada, Tamil or whatever, plus two, you don't, I mean, learn much, only for your academic part. So coming here, it was not just learning English. I realized you have to learn Greek and Latin. Today, I am not able to make out what is prone, what is supine, what is distal, what is proximal. I was struggling. Suddenly you come up, it is proximal. Suddenly you go here, it becomes distal. So one of my friend told, my classmate Ranga, Maga hangala magado, centro, heart inda nodu. So it was a difficult journey for a person coming from that background to get adjusted, learn a language. I think many of you would have gone through that. And a nail to the whole story is when you learn about some of the muscles, some of the name of the muscles. I mean, it felt like it's coming from some different universe. Isn't it? Levator, Labai, Superioris, Elaki, Nesai. Have you heard? Have you remember this? The one which will make your face grin and flare your nose. So, I have decided this is not my cup of tea. I wrote exam, I wrote state entrance. I got decent ranking. I would have got diploma in anesthesia or maybe pediatrics diploma. But I have decided this is not where my heart is. I mean, internally I'm an engineer. So anyway, we have survived all these things. Why not explore very challenging career, which is stable, as well as which will give more opportunity. One of my senior, Dr. Lokesh, he was already in Indian Armed Forces. So it was not that, there was no information. So applied for that, cleared, and I asked for Indian, Navy, because Armed Forces, you will get choices whether you go to Army, Navy or Air Force. So I asked for Navy because, part of my primary schooling, I studied near Gokarna, so seashore was very, very attractive for me. I liked it. So I got Navy. So short service commission, because every civil trained doctor will join as a short service commissioned officer. I will take you through that journey later, how it will be. It is initially 5 years. Exposure was tremendous. Initially one of the base hospital in Cochin, then transferred to, I was seconded to Indian Coast Guard. Coast Guard doctors are from Indian Navy. So served there near Rameshwaram, a place called Mandapam. There was one question, how a doctor can make a difference in an institute which is not typically a clinical establishment. So Indian Navy is not, Coast Guard is not a clinical establishment. Rameshwaram, there is a problem. You all might have heard the problem of LTT. So that was a hub, that was a training ground. So Coast Guard duty was to prevent all these unauthorized movement. So Coast Guard was seen, or Indian Navy was seen as an enemy. How we don't like police, this is how the local public was this one. So during my tenure, I used to conduct camps, free camps in that island. There is a Ramakrishna mission, small clinic was there. So that brought a really good relationship between the Indian Navy and the local public, Indian Coast Guard and the local public. I was actually awarded DGCG commendation for that, so for that work. So was lucky to have experience building some of the clinics, some of the projects. One of the ship where I have served, INS Sujata, was a training ship. It was converted into a hospital ship. Hospital ship means the ship which will be floating, which will be supporting when in case of a disaster. So that ship actually later I was not there in that ship, but it served especially when Sri Lanka, the tsunami hit. This ship was where cases were admitted, surgeries were done, and medical support was given. Apart from that, I was involved with a project in Karwar, INS Kadamba now. Then it was a project Seabird, one of the big base. So that hospital, 300 bed, initial part of that hospital, I was involved. So this is some of the photographs you can see. Different uniforms are there. There are more than 10 uniforms. In uniform number 6, you have 6A, B, C, all those things. So what you can see here, the down is a Coast Guard hovercraft. So the amount of exposure what you get is, I was part of the navigating crew there. So apart from your clinical work, you will get into these type of things also. I have roamed around the country on deputation, on temporary duties. So you will see the world, you will see the, at least you will see in nation. So after release from Indian Armed Forces, 5 years, short service commission, your contract is completed, you can take 5 years extension. I decided to move on. I came out, joined Neyveli Lignite Corporation. It is a public sector unit. I was head of ER there, a deputy RMO sort of a role. During that time, it was back to again clinical. I was enjoying that very much. Then, opportunity management program. So, Army gave everything. This is a sponsored program from Armed Forces. Majority of the payment made by Armed Forces. So I did a PG diploma in operations and marketing from one of the premier institute, XLRI Jamshedpur. If you take ranking when it comes to HR management and finance management, XLRI tops, in top 5 category. So this was a specially curated program for Armed Forces officers, 1-year program, on-campus program. So I completed that. I was part of the recruitment team also there. We were total 5 doctors. So Global Hospital picked it up. So I joined Global Hospital initially at Hyderabad, then to Bangalore, Fortis Hospital, Yashoda Hospital, Rainbow Children Hospital, Sparsh Hospital, People Tree Hospital. All these places are a role of either a medical director, medical services head, operations head, CEO, Chief Operating Officer, one of those roles. These are interchangeable roles based on the requirement, size of the hospital you will be. So this is my association. You can see at the center, Indian Armed Forces Medical Services, Mysore Medical College, KMC Hubballi, XLRI Jamshedpur, and all those associations. Currently, I have my own consultancy firm, which is The Insights, coming from Gayatri Mantra, Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat. Basically, Dhi is a deep insight, spiritual insight of the whole thing. So it is a knowledge base. So that is a currently I am associated with Honor Hospital, which is the same. The spelling is different, but it is also with the same mission. It is through my personal contact during my work earlier. And I consult a company called UBQ Technologies. They are one of the pioneers in India in cloud hospital software. Almost 15 years back, when it was in a nascent stage, they have launched. So I'm involved with them in developing their EMR, electronic medical record. There is something product called 1 minute EMR, so that clinicians can finish their medical record, electronic medical record, within 1 minute. So that is the concept. So we have developed something. I was part of that one as one of the subject matter expert and advisor for that one, and certain other things. There is one more company, TMR Fino Global. They are a system integrator in the hospital sector, one of the project in Caribbean country. So I am part of that, so I am advising them. So this is my current role. So today what I am doing, I have explained regarding the, I have told. So regarding Indian Armed Forces, I will quickly, so once you finish your MBBS, after your internship, you should complete your internship, your registration should be then you can apply for that one. Typically, it is a direct application. You would have written your PG NEET entrance examination. Post that, your NEET ranking is important because there is a separate value for that. NMC registration. Age limit up to 30 years for graduates at post MBBS. For PG, post MD or diploma, it is 35 years. You apply, you will be shortlisted based on your NEET ranking, and you will be called for interview at Delhi. Based on interview marks and your NEET entrance marks, you will be selected. So there will be a medical board for checkup. It is not very stringent for doctors. And if you are rejected, you can appeal. That appeal will be typically in your local listen. For Karnataka, it will be in Bengaluru. So, benefits and the structure, how it will be. You will be joining as a captain in the Indian Armed Force, Indian Army, or as a lieutenant in the Navy, flight lieutenant in the Air Force. Remuneration, when it comes, on an average, you will get around 1 lakh in the beginning, and maybe 10-15 years. My batchmates currently, they are drawing somewhere around overall package. Apart from that, you have a free housing, you have canteen facility, you have free education for your children. Those are intangible benefits what you have. So apart from that, there's a huge leave benefit, 60 days and 20 days, you unheard of in a regular this one. So it is very difficult. Unless there is a war, you are given that. Promotion, within 4 years you will get a promotion. Lieutenant Colonel in 11 years, that is where you will reach around 2.5 lakhs range. SSC, you can extend it by another 5 years and again another 4 years. During your tenure, you can apply for permanent commission, and when you apply for permanent commission, you are eligible to apply for post-graduation also. Post-graduation, super specialization, on duty, with salary, you are eligible. Most of them will do, unless someone opts out, it is not that difficult to get a PG while in the service. And post-retirement, one of the biggest benefit, as I told, as a rehabilitation, that's one, I did an MBA from mini MBA from a premier institute. You get canteen facility, you will get reservation in PG if you want to do after completion in some of the then for educational benefit for the children, and the rank is retained for your life. I mean, there is a saying, person retires, not the rank. So there is a enormous respect in the society also. So postgraduate graduation opportunity I have already mentioned. I mean, these are things available on net. So these are the major armed forces affiliated institutes. So armed forces will give you, will make you a leader, will make you a teamwork, will make you strong emotionally. So you are fit to conquer the world when you come out. That is the biggest advantage. So post my this one, I transited to my the role what I'm currently holding. So if you want to do post MBBS, what you can do? One of these, as Dr. Shobhana has already mentioned, one of the premier institute, you can do MBA or you can do a curated program. So there are three major areas in a private hospital sector. One is hospital operations, medical services or hospital operations. Typically it will see overall operations, billing, supply chain, customer care, efficiency, processes, these part. The other one is medical service, which is more into clinical excellence, doctors, consultants, recruitment, those aspects. The other one is business strategy, purely into business, profitability, strategy, those type of things. Shobhana has explained certain aspect in her speech. Typically in entry level, post MBBS, post MBA or MHA, the entry level is between 10 to 15 lakhs per year. Mid level it is around 20 to 40 lakhs. At a senior level it is 50 to 1 crore or maybe more than that also. What do you need? What are the qualities you need if you are looking at this? As our previous speakers have already told, your primary, if you are a good doctor and if you have an interest, that is the best thing. But during the course, if you feel your heart is not there, and if you possess all these qualities, then it is the right thing you can think of jumping to hospital management or healthcare management. So this is a slide which is not relevant to, I mean, may not be directly relevant. Previous speakers have already touched upon. Will AI replace? Because I was working with one of the company, I mean, we developed one tool to make oncology, what should I say, a planning, treatment plan. It is very complex because around 16 to 18 parameter you will take to before finalizing the treatment plan. This AI could do it so fast and so quick. That means that one role is gone. That is one oncologist, what they do, that is gone. So AI will replace tasks but not the doctors, and doctors using AI will replace those who don't. Is a statement currently, but believe me, AI will replace certain departments, certain specialization, and it is coming very thick and fast. So humans, we are on the top of the food chain. So consider AI as one more animal and you be on top of that animal. You are on the top of the food chain. So you specialize certain things, for example, radiology, then focus on interventional radiology. Just a thought process. So we can discuss that during the question answer session also. So maybe 5 years down the line, you will see me here. This is a farm which I'm developing over last 6-7 years. As during my introduction they have told, I'm implementing most advanced AI-based, automation-based farming technique, scientific approach. So this is my retirement heaven. Thank you. I'm open for taking the questions.
Fantastic, fantastic, Raisad. Fantastic. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಹೊಸೊಬ್ರು ಬಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ರ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ, ರೈಸದ್ ಹೊರಗಿಂದ ಬಂದು ನನಗೆ ರ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದೇ ರ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟ, ಏನ್ಲೆ ನೀನೇನು ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ರೈಸದ್, fiercely loyal, and he has your back whenever you require it. That's he may be very straightforward, but that's his strength. Okay, now you people, Raisa did this very well. How much is your career prospect? What is the returns on it? Okay, we missed it. Tejashvi, you and I, we missed saying that. At my seniority of 22 years, I get about 2.5 to 3. Net of this thing is about 2. Okay, they are poor people. Tejashvi is poor. Fortunate. I always tell this to all my younger colleagues. Whatever it is, marry a working lady. Similarly to I always tell this because what happens, there is this glamour when a guy comes and says he's in the IAS, etc. Okay, but I always tell them, see, with your salary you will get your necessities, you will not get that additional luxury. So two people need to work. Okay, and much tougher choice, very practically. Getting into any other service is okay, but the Indian Foreign Service, the Indian Administrative Service, the Indian Police Service, tough call for women. Tough call. Practically, I have seen it. Okay, so please, this is something for the women. Go with your eyes open. And any of the guys who do it, you need to be a lot more sensitive to this issue. This is regarding the salary and the career. Career, you keep on going up. This is one. The second thing is, Shobna, you did not mention the salary scale, just like you did. Do you have anything to say? 5 years, 10 years, how much it may? It varies a lot. Shobna says it varies tremendously, but I think from her.
And personally, my view remains, Vishal, that salary should not define what you're doing. I personally actually put a stop to it. Had I continued in the corporate sector, I would have grown even much higher salary-wise. Because maybe the next role would have been a country manager kind of a role, and that is at a different level altogether. But I chose to slow down because, beyond a point, there are enough studies which show that beyond what you require, the hygiene factor, once you've met it, additional money attracts a little more, stressful situations. I personally feel that in the corporate world also, like for our career, we don't run a race, we also don't run a race for salary. One shouldn't. So it's very variable. Of course, in terms of how you start, the kind of B school that you start from, that does give you a very big difference in the initial stages. So let's say an average second or third tier B school, you may start at a salary of about 6 to 8 lakhs, okay, per annum. But if you are starting from an IIM or a top XLRI, you may start at 20 to 30 lakhs depending on which industry is taking you in. So that is what it is.
No, why I'm just saying both the perspectives, because I've seen certain people say salary is important because they come with a clear mindset. They have to take care of so many other family responsibilities, etc. For certain people, they say no, let's get into the 10 years, we will see later. So that's so questions to Prashant Raisa, Captain Lieutenant Commander. You know who's the most famous fictional Lieutenant Commander or Commander? The most famous fictional commander?
Captain America.
Commander Bond.
Oh.
James Bond is actually Commander Bond. He's a part of the naval services, so he's Commander Bond. So Raisa is nothing like than James Bond. Without the gadgets. No questions. Please, Mahesh, please.
It's regarding administrative thing. In these years, like probably 5 to 6 years or 7 years down the, when you look back, many medical emergencies are happening in the state. Like you all are.
You are specific here. Administrative emergencies are later.
I just want to put it like in this, whether we can have something called as IMS, like IPS and IAS.
That's administrative.
Yes.
Consciously, it's a decision not taken by the government.
Okay.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my name is Chanbasa. I'm a final year MBBS student. So my question, I've kept it at last. So is it good to be passionate or is it good to be practical?
Prashant is the person. Answer.
Excellent question. There is no
right or wrong answer for that. But one thing what I can say, if you follow your passion, luck will favor. That will answer your practical part. When the luck favors you, your practical aspects are taken care. So luck will favor you when you follow your passion.
In my case, you'll find it surprising. It's not passion, it's actually practicality and how and what will help me to lead a more balanced life. I have actually followed that thought process more. I am not passionate about creating medicine or about entering new markets or starting. No, I think also, I feel passion today also becomes a little overstated. So practicality also is important. I have a slightly different viewpoint there.
Passion is hot, Allah? Hot. Can there be a cold passion?
So, means
No,
pursuing...
can there be a cold passion? Passion means ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಬೇಕು ನಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ತೋರಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗೆ. ರಾಯ್ಸದ್ ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಕ್ವೈಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್. ಉಮೇಶ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂರೋಸರ್ಜನ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೀನಿಯರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೂನಿಯರ್, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಉಮೇಶ್? ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ಯಾಷನೆಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಮ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಪರ್ಟರ್ಬ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ಲಿ. ಸಿ, ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದಿಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್. ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಆ ಹುರುಪಿರಬೇಕು, ಆ ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಭಾಳ ಮಂದಿ ನನಗೊಬ್ಳು ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಕೆ ಬಂದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ಲು ಹುಡುಗಿ, ಸರ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನನಗೂ ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಅಬ್ಯೂಸ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್? ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ಗೋ ಹೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ರೀಡ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾರಿ ಪಾಟರ್ ಬುಕ್. ಮೈ ವೈಫ್ ಶೌಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಮೈ ಸನ್, ಏನು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ನು 3 ಸಲ ಓದಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸೇರ್ತದೆ, ಓದ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ. So enjoy what you do, yeah. Enjoy what you do. If you enjoy what you do, you'll always be happy. There's this John Lennon thing, okay? John Lennon was 7 years old when his teacher asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? So John Lennon says, I want to be happy. Teacher says, what nonsense. You did not understand the question, John. He says, teacher, you don't understand life. This is apocryphal. You have to be happy, yeah? That's it. Be happy. Otherwise, I can make you the Prime Minister of India or the President of United States. You'll still throw tariffs at us. No end. I had someone else asking a question too, right, sir?
Okay, I missed one small lesson. I was not aware that nursing students will be part of this audience. Armed Forces gives an excellent opportunity for nurses. In Armed Forces, nurses are officers. Armed Forces has got a 2-tier system basically, because it is taken from Britishers. So our officers were always whites and soldiers were always Indians, browns. So there was a hierarchical difference. So now graduates will enter into officers cadre, non-graduates will enter into a soldier cadre. Nurses will be considered under officers cadre. So for nurses there is a great opportunity in Armed Forces. They are considered as nursing officers. Sorry, I missed that one during my session. Excellent. I actually reviewed NIMANS recently. NIMANS tells us out of 66 seats available to them, which 50% is Karnataka quota seats, they are not able to fill 75% of them. Because our fees for nursing students is 10,000 to 15,000, there it is 50,000. But anybody who graduates or does specialization from NIMANS is picked up outside the country itself. ಸೊ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ತಾವು ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇದಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಯಾನ್ಸು ಈ ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹು ಆರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕೇರಳ ಹು ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಟು ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಜಪಾನ್, ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯಾ, ಅದರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್. ಸೊ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ತಾವು ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್, lab technicians, physiotherapists, radiological technicians, MRI technicians. Very, very important thing. These are allied health sciences which are very, very critical. One anecdote, madam, please.
I want to add to that because my father is a retired armed forces personnel. So nursing officers, and that's a very good point. You know, they grow extremely well. They can grow to the rank rank of a major general in the army. So, anyone who is driven and, looking at all those smart young ladies in their uniforms, they do extremely well. So, please do consider that as a solid career option. I just wanted to add to that.
No, this is where you get various perspectives. Any other last questions?
Prashant.
Sir.
Sir. Last slide, that agriculture. Just I want to know what are the challenges and how you develop.
No, because this is because paucity of time. I did not touch base on that. You're asking about the challenges in the corporate world or Indian Armed Forces?
Yeah, challenges in the developing the field farm as a doctor.
Oh, okay. So farm is a passion. I mean, I miss that. See, I'm getting into a commercial crop. Okay, so you can't grow commercial crop everywhere. So if you are from Bijapur, if you are from Gulbarga area, I mean there is a limitation what type of crop you can grow. I mean, I'm sure that there will be some of those crops. But I hail from Uttar Kannada district, so all the spices are grown there. So in the photograph, I don't know whether it was very representative. I grow areca, on that I grow pepper, I grow cardamom, I grow nutmeg, and this is 2/3 of my total 10 acres land, and 1/3 I have reserved it for a long-term crop, which is teak and sandal. So it is not that easy to one. Second thing is uncertainty because of the diseases. In India, Dr. Shobna was telling, medicines are not developed in India. We borrow it from outside. So there are certain problems. For example, now areca has got a disease. There is no treatment as of now. So those uncertain long term most of these commercial crops will take 5 years, 6 years incubation period. So you have to keep there.
Just one nenpitkolli, because I see a lot of officers, I see a lot of other people, lawyers, officers, bankers, businessmen, doctors. They are the ones who can take a chance in agriculture because they have a sustainable source of income and they are able to. Okay, with that, to ask a farmer this question, he would not like to. Okay, so it's very nice romanticizing a farmer, but poor man, he only knows his challenges. He knows his challenges. So Raisa and I can take the chance. So can Dr. Kamar. But not everybody can take the chance. Everybody can take the chance.
It can be an investment for you, retirement investment sort of a thing, because your capex grows. I mean, basically your investment land value will grow. Along with that, if you can manage the cost, I think that is a good investment. That is what I can say.
One last thing before Raishat comes down. Namage, you don't have pithing, no? Now, frog pithing you don't have. Oh, we used to do pith and we got heart. We got 2 hearts and both the hearts got out. Then we called Raishat. Raishat comes, he does it, he removes the heart. Heart is so small. We say, Magane, yen madkya. We removed 25 charts on that day with him. The charts we have to do on a rolling drum. I don't know whether you do it now. Smoke drum, we did it. So each one of us took 4, then we shared it with everybody else. Okay, so everybody else got a 10 out of 10 in our internals. So Raishan kai chada bada chanagide. Avun kai chada one patient ಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ slide, he is able to have that God given gift of identify things very fast. So this is my
kai chalaka ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದು ನೆನಪಾಯ್ತು. I mean, histopathology, I mean, you might have gone through. Anybody could identify which tissue is that? Histopathology side? Anyone second MBBS onwards? It was the most difficult thing. I used my kai chalaka and picked the whole bunch of all the slides. Okay. And we used to identify, I mean, a couple of my friends, we shared that. Identify the slide not under microscope. Morphology. This looks like a footwear. So this is ovary slide.
This is strategy. You know why he became an MBA? Strategy though. Anyway, smart study.
Okay, jokes apart.
Raisad, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And special thanks to Vishal and the whole management committee here for giving this opportunity. It is emotionally nostalgically very, very overwhelming, as she told, when we entered inside the campus. I mean, sort of happiness, sort of fear of exam, everything rushed together. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for that dynamic and highly motivating session. Your journey truly reminds all of us that courage and curiosity can take us to incredible heights. Our final session for the day is one that carries depth, empathy, and decades of lived experience. We have here Dr. Nataraj Shetty, sir. He is widely known for his contributions to HIV care and cardiovascular research. His inspiring journey from rural doctor to a research leader is truly worth listening to. He did his MBBS from Siddhartha Medical College, MD Medicine from KMCRI Hubballi, DM Cardiology from Jayadeva Institute. At presently, he is Associate Professor of Cardiology, Head of Research for HIV Heart Disease at Jayadeva Institute of Cardiovascular Science and Research. He is a pioneering interventional cardiologist known for his innovative work in treating cardiovascular diseases in HIV patients with over 12,000 coronary angioplasties, 18,000 angiograms. He is particularly recognized for performing high-risk complex procedure in HIV patients. He has his dream project, which is started in 2013, has completed over 950 interventions in HIV patients. His innovations include innovative use of tapered coronary stents, rotablation in calcified HIV patients. And besides academic excellence, he is deeply dedicated to public service, organizing free health camps, ECG echo screening, leading HIV awareness campaigns. On World AIDS Day, he was honored by Chief Minister of Karnataka and KSAPS for his work in HIV cardiology. He is a recipient of INSC Research Excellence Award in 2024. Dr. Shetty's work combines medicine, compassion, establishing him as a leading figure in HIV-related cardiovascular care in India. Sir, we request you to kindly address the gathering.
Respected chairperson and teachers, ಜನನಿ ಜನ್ಮಭೂಮಿ. ನಾನು ಎಮ್ ಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಇದೇ ನನಗೆ ಜನ್ಮಭೂಮಿ ನನಗಿದು. ಆವಾಗ KMC ಅಂತಿದ್ದು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜು. ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ನ ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾನು. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಫಾದರ್ಸ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ AR ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್, BS ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್, ಅಕ್ಮಾದೇವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ವಿಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಶ್ವರ್ Hasbi ಸರ್ and ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. They are godly like figure. They are teaching, they are well versed teachers. Because of them we are here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am from a rural background. It's a remote village. My father is agriculturist man. My mother is a housewife. They are zero education. My mother is totally zero. She doesn't know anything. But she is a worker. He is my mentor, he is my teacher in early life. From Anganwadi to 10th standard, he has taken care of completely. And have taken care of him. In 2006 and 8, he underwent coronary bypass surgery. And 2015-16, underwent coronary angioplasty. He is in regular touch-up with 94 years. He is the second teacher. He is also underwent coronary bypass surgery. Last 2 years back, he underwent pacemaker implantation. These are the two teachers, mentors, what I am here. Education I completed in, I got, because I got SSLC first class, then I got MBBS seat in Tumkur, Siddhartha Medical College. Afterwards, I worked 3 years in medical college because of financial issues. I got MD seat, 2000 joined in year only, MD Hubballi. This is ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮಭೂಮಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Then after 2003 I passed out. I have taken a certificate, MD certificate. Where I have to join? I don't know whether it's question mark. I don't want to go to my village because my parents they are uneducated. Then I have taken MD certificates. I went to the next day morning, went to Nimans to join neurology. I submitted certificates between 11-11:30. Then during that time, Director Dr. Nagaraj was the head of the department director. we will give appointment after 1 week. Then after that, then my next stop was Jaideva. After Niman, Jaideva. Then I went to certificate Jaideva. Dr. Prabhudeva was the director. You joined now only. Today only has given appointment. Same date I joined. So I started 3 years. 2006 me they made a permanent as a government employee. Afterwards I got a in-service DM cardiology PG with government of Karnataka with free of seat, with free of fees, no with salary. Then 2013 my super specialty postgraduate period. In 2000 they early between almost is a 6 months married couple. He came with OPD with recurrent angina. He had an travel MI 6 months back. He has come with a recurrent angina, means recurrent chest pain. And she went to all the hospital, corporate hospitals, they have given medications with anti-IHD treatment, anti-hypertensive treatment. He was taking, still he has not relieved of chest pain. Then afterwards I evaluated that patient. He is prone to a retropositive, HIV positive. That's why they have not discriminated him totally. Then that case I have taken immediate action. That is LAD was the total blockage was there. I did a emergency angioplasty for LAD. That is the first case in my career. That is the first case in my career. Both the couples are with 12 years follow. They are doing very well. Then I started the first case. Then all the units refer from me. He is doing HIV cases. He is the only man doing HIV cases. From other units refer to me. Then I started all the cases. Almost in 2016, I completed 100 angioplasty. This paper I presented in Washington, D.C. And they awarded the best international paper, and he is the judge. This is my abstract. Acute coronary syndrome in retroviral positive patient, challenges and dilemma, with a special emphasis on coronary revascularization. Then I started continue with HIV. Then this paper I presented Indian Medical College, Indian College of Cardiology, Cardiological Society of India. Everywhere I got the first prize, first best prize. And this also I presented India Alive. That's the India Alive is one of the largest conference in India with Asia. Evolution of my HIV heart research in program. I divided HIV program in a different sub-project. The project one is started long-term HIV and acute coronary syndrome study. First project presented in ACC 2016, and increasing reference from clinical patterns observed from Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal. So many all the neighboring states started referring to me. Then expanded research on severe mitral stenosis, rheumatic heart disease, RHD. The incidence and prevalence of RHD is highest in India. So what I have divided rheumatic heart disease with patient living with HIV, RHD with HIV positive patient. I have taken a challenges to do PTMC procedure, that is called transvenous mitral commissurotomy. I have done 15 to 20 cases of PTMC. When you doing PTMC, we can avoid surgery. We can avoid open surgeries to prevent mitral valve replacement. The second one topic is C2O in patient living with HIV. C2O means chronic total occlusion. Whenever the HIV patient presented 3 months duration, 6 months duration, 1 year duration, they have 100% blockage. This is a right coronary artery. Videos. Just check the video will run. This is a right coronary artery. Is a total occlusion. Not running. Okay. This is a right coronary right occlusion. CTO requires a special assistant, requires special guide wires, special CTO wires. It's a 2.5 or 3 hours procedure. When you are starting CTO procedure, you have to cross the CTO wire with special guiding catheters. So after 2-strand strategy, it become right coronary to become normal. So another one is OCT. OCT means optical coherence tomography. OCT. With OCT, what is the presented in Washington CRT conference 2018? Appreciation from the Ron Waxman MD, is a MedStar Washington DC Hospital and chairman. This also I have discussed. She is a congresswoman during CRT 2018. She is a chief guest. We are discussing. See, in US, we are getting a cardiologist appointments in between 3 to 4 months. One cardiologist appointment get it between 3 to 4 months. In India, is not like that. So she appreciated our abstract scientific paper. Again, this CTO conference, one of the IJC, there is Indo-Japanese CTO Club. This is one of the premier conference in India. This also the CTO paper accepted, and they have given a faculty position in Tokyo. You have to you have to present it in Tokyo. So again, they have given faculty position in topic 2018. It's a certificate of appreciation from topic 2018 from Tokyo. This is ASD device implantation. Where the congenital heart disease, there are 3 congenital heart diseases: atrial septal defect, ventricular septal defects, PDA. This is atrial septal defect with a device implantation with HIV patients. We already published in HIV and AIDS review paper. This is thrombus aspiration. Whenever the patient with acute antrovolemia, patient is having ongoing chest pain, this is called primary angioplasty. This primary angioplasty, patient with HIV and a huge thrombus burden, using export catheter, aspirate the thrombus and establish the coronary flow. HIV associated atherosclerosis present a considerable health burden characterized by distinctive non-calcified and inflammatory blocks vulnerable to rupture. Thrombus aspiration during PCI emerges a valuable and strategy reducing the thrombotic burden on HIV patients. This paper I have presented recently in London, European Society of Cardiology, one of the prestigious conferences in the world, European Society of Cardiology. Appreciate from persons. And this is cardiology conference. So now I have come to the AIDS conference, European AIDS Clinical Society and AIDS India. Because I am the only cardiologist with HIV all over the world presenting the scientific paper. This is also PTMC and CTO paper. In Eastern Europe and Central Asia, the HIV cases are increasing. How to tackle these HIV cases to decrease the burden and decrease the incidences? To end the HIV epidemic globally by 2030, we should be zero. Our aim. This is also presentation certificate from European AIDS Clinical Society. We need to help the people understand the HIV status and prevent HIV further infection and further progression. This is AIDS India with NACO, National AIDS Control Programs Conference. The monk we have clubbed for 13 years this scientific abstract about 910 cases completely with CTO, with acute attack, with PTMC, with the left main bifurcation. This paper I have presented last month, October, in the month of October in San Francisco. 910 patients, 910. This is one of the largest study in the world, globally. This is the transcatheter cardiovascular therapy. TC conference is the abstract absence only 10%. If you send 100 abstracts, they only accept 10 papers, means 10%. Acceptance is only 10%. These conferences with the left main bifurcation, with the single vessel angioplasty, with primary angioplasty, with PTMC, with the chronic total occlusion, with the cardiac tamponade, with atrial septal defect. Appreciated for the 5 chairpersons from the 5 countries. These are the presenting certificate of presentation 2025. And this paper is published in Journal of American College of Cardiology. This is one of the highly prestigious journal in the world. In cardiology, we have 3 journals. Prestigious journal means Journal of American College of Cardiology and European Heart Journal. And this has been published in state as well as national paper, Times of India, Deccan Herald, and Hindu. And research contribution. They have worked extensively in national and international scientific publication across cardiology. A significant work dedicated to HIV cardiology among largest in India. Multiple ongoing research projects exploring acute coronary syndrome, chronic total occlusion, left main coronary artery diseases, thrombus aspiration, mitral stenosis, pulmonary embolism in patients living with HIV. I am the reviewer of global cardiology journal like Oxford University journals. Research aimed improving the clinical outcomes, complex underserved patient groups, active contributor to global conferences. This has been published in the European Heart Journal and Journal of American College of Cardiology. And one more C2, chronic total occlusion, presented in Indian Heart Journal. This is thrombus aspiration people living with HIV. Nightmare for intervention is published in European Heart Journal. This is HIV, one part is HIV. Now coming to the non-HIV. This is a young lady, 21-year young lady presented with sudden loss of vision. She is from West Bengal. She had visited to the ophthalmologist. Ophthalmologist examined her, did some laser treatment. After laser treatment, patient did not improve the vision. Again she went to, then the ophthalmologist referred to neurology. Neurologist did CT brain and also something like that, and then he started treatment. After she is not happy, no improvement in the vision. Then patient is landed in Nimans, Bengaluru. Then Nimans, they evaluated everything. They did some diagnosis of vasculitis. Okay, we'll take a Jaidava hospital opinion. Then finally referred to Jaidava Institute of Cardiology. When I was in OPD, I've gone through all the files. She underwent laser treatment, some neurology treatment, every treatment. Then after in OPD, I checked the pulse. Pulse was not recordable. Brachial pulse not recordable, and BP was not recordable. The right four. Then thought to be young lady presented pulse BP not recordable. Probably something like our mind will come to some aortoarteritis or Takayasu-arteritis. That is first diagnosis. Then immediately we did CT aortogram. CT coronary angiogram, CT aortogram shows there is a complete occlusion of the right carotid. This is the complete right occlusion of the right carotid. Then immediately we are taken for, called our vascular surgery department, did endovascular stent implantation for right carotid artery. This video is not running. After the next day, she started able to at least recognize the faces. She can able to read papers. This has been published in the Journal of Jianghu Medicine, one of the top journal in China. And they have given a appreciation letter, certificate of recognition in China. This is the top rate article. And from elsewhere database, PubMed figures, my referrals, they have taken, they have given a, for published open access elsewhere between 2020-21, one of your articles linked to the United Nations Sustained Development Goals, helping to tackle some of the world's largest challenges. And I am the reviewer of Oxford University journals. My agenda. What is my agenda? my vision, my goal. My goal is to AIDS related deaths, zero AIDS related, zero new infections, and zero discrimination. My agenda, my goal. And by 2030, AIDS should be free of India. This case, this is one of the patient come from Andhra Pradesh, actually Bagapalli. He is an elderly man admitted to ICU with ventilator support. And he is about 78 years during between 2019 and 2020. And during I was taking rounds evening about 6:30 rounds. Patients with crowded with so many attenders between 60 to 70. Then what is going on? I called sister, everyone. No, sir, he is the head of the department. He is having complete property. He is not given to any sons or daughter. That discussion is going on. He is one more person. Then I thought we given prognosis, ventilator patients, we will give prognosis very bad. Whatever it may be, he is on ventilator, prognosis very bad. Then I, finishing the rounds, I came out to corridor. One person, father and daughter, only one father and daughter. They're like that. They're like this. They're doing like this. Then I call any related to patient. No, sir, my daughter. She today marriage is there. Because it's on ventilator. What I have to do? Then I paid 2.5 lakhs to the child. Then I called. What to do? Because ventilator patient you cannot. Survival chances are very remote chances, I told. Then doctor is also crying, she doesn't have a mother, only father and daughter. What I have to do? Tell me. A discussion about public. Then I called that man. What you have to do? Tell me. You have to go to marry or not? No, sir, my father-in-law is మా తాతుడు సార్ ఇలా వెంటిలేటర్ ఉండే ఏం చేసి మీరే చెప్పండి సార్ అని చెప్తా ఉంటాడు మనం ఏం చేసేదప్ప ఇట్లుంది పొజిషన్ మీ తాతుడు చాలా వెంటిలేటర్ ఉంటారు ప్రోగ్నోసిస్ చాలా కష్టమైంది బట్ పెండ్లు ఏం చేసుకుంటారప్ప అట్లీస్ట్ ఏమన్నా 1 వీక్ లేటర్ 2 వీక్ లేటర్ చేసుకుంటా మంచిది అత్యంత బిడ్డ పాప చాలా ఏడుస్తూ ఉంది అంతే చెప్పండి బాబా షీఈస్ క్రైయింగ్ వెరీ బ్యాడ్లీ అండ్ ఇట్స్ ఎన్ ఎమోషనల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్. దెన్ లేటర్ అయితే పోయి నేను తాతను నన్ను చూసుకుంటాను ఎట్లా నన్ను నైట్ డ్యూటీలో ఉంటాను నైట్ అంతా నీ పాత్రను చూసుకుంటాను ఎట్లా నా మెయింటైన్ చేస్తాను ఏం చేస్తే సార్ మీరు ఎట్లా చెప్తారు అట్లా సార్ అంటే వాట్ విల్ సజెస్ట్ ఐ విల్ ఫాలో. దెన్ కాల్డ్ అవర్ ఇమీడియట్ స్టాఫ్స్ ఐ అరేంజ్డ్ మ్యారేజ్ ఇన్ ICU ఓన్లీ. Then after 24 hours, if you have extubated, Tatudu, extubated from the ventilator, fourth day I discharge the patient with stable condition. So this is, what is this take-home message? Humanity and compassion are essential parts of healing. Respecting builds stronger families and society. So fulfilling the emotional wishes can uplift the patient and families. Healing is a multi-dimensional, whether medical, emotional and spiritual. So everyone should respect our women respect women, our mother, any kind of journey, any girl, any elderly, you have to respect our women. Then after 1 week, this is very beautiful. After 1 week, they brought with sweets. So I need your blessings. So bless them, be happy. You are thought under manchu property in the divide cheskonda, you be happy. This is last week incidents. 77th Cardiological Society of India conference held in New Delhi, Hotel Ashoka. This I presented cardiac manipulation in people living with HIV and their management, Indian registry. This is a registry. Then I was traveling on flight Indigo. There is a Indigo crisis. What is Indigo crisis? After take off the flight, One patient is a small intestinal tumor cancer with metastasis. He had 2 episodes vomiting and collapsed in the flight. Then the crew was calling, sir, any general practitioner, doctor, sir, please come, please come. Then my wife, you go. I am a dermatologist, I cannot go, you go, you go. Then she forced me to push me. Then I went, pulse, BP was not recordable. Pulse, BP was not recordable. Then she's become totally drowsy. Then called the oxygen support. I have taken IV line. Started with the normal. Everything was there in the flight. Started with normal saline. Started with the injection perinarum, injection pantocid. Then pilot has come out. Sir, you say medical emergency. Sir, nearest place is Hubballi or I was supposed to brought the case to KMC Hubballi during on that day. Then flight, then 120 flight is full. Passengers are bombarding. If you land in Bombay, Delhi, we won't, flight is next, they won't take it to Delhi. That is their problem. Then started managing oxygen was full of oxygen, full IV fluid. Some more pulses appeared. And BP 70. Then, okay, I will manage at 2 hours. Call the medical ambulance team to the Delhi airport. And then Delhi, after, safely we reached the Delhi airport. They have given this certificate. Doctors, thank you for your assistance and guidance on board. We highly appreciate all your efforts. Team 6039 Indigo crisis solved. So Indigo crisis solved. But there is a crisis is going on. At that point of time, crisis solved. Passengers are very happy. COVID-19 service. Visited 500 villages completely. Visited 500 villages, remote villages, not a village, remote villages. Education program, masks, sanitizers, given all with the temples, with health education. COVID has given major guideline. ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತು ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸು ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು ಅಂತ, ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು, ಮಾತು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೋವಿಡ್. ನಾವು ಅದು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕೆಲಸ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತು ಕೋವಿಡ್. ಅದು ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. And this is for everywhere, remote villages, preventive programs, preventive cardiology programs, sanitizers, issuing the mask, and one of the major conducted about 10,000 camps, all the taluka places, rural free cardiology camp, and 5 days I have taken 25,000 patients I have screened for cardiology, 25,000. Salu Marada Timmaka was the chief guest I called for that camp. And CPR training camp. CPR 1000 CPR training camp for police station, railway station. And my fellowships. I got a fellow of American College of Cardiology, fellow of Royal Colleges of Physicians of Ireland, London, Edinburgh, and Glasgow. Everyone having triple FRCP, all physicians. Quadruple FRCP very, very rare. And a fellow of American Heart Association. FAH is very, very difficult to get unless you have a strong background of research, strong publications. This College of Cardiology Fellowship, Global Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, GPO. This Edinburgh, FRCP, FRCP of Glasgow, FRCP of London, FRCP of Ireland, and Asian Pacific Society of Interventional Cardiology, APSC, Singapore. Recently I got this one. In 2 minutes. Foundation of strong medical journey. What is the foundation of strong medical journey? Build strong foundation. Message, strong basics, create strong specialist. Your specialty with clarity. Message, choose passion, not pressure. Develop a disciplined steady strategy. Consistency beats talent. Train under good mentors. Mentorship accelerates growth. Build strong ethics and humanity early. Humanity plus skill is equal to healer. Develop research mindset early. Research is not for marks, it's for understanding medicine deeply. Prioritize clinical exposure. Clinical maturity grows only by seeing the patients. Seeing the patients. Prepare for postgrad entrance smartly. Good preparation requires strategy, not stress. Build a good communication skill. Communication is the doctor's second stethoscope. A healthy doctor treats better. Conclude to my topic, conclusion. Career advancement, compassion plus guidance. This journey reflects how determination, hard work, and humanity can shape a meaningful to global cardiology platform. Each phase has taught the importance of strong foundations, ethical practice, and compassionate patient care. Through HIV-focused cardiac work, community service, research contribution, and guidance to young doctors, message is clear. True advancements in medicine comes from dedication to science, continuous learning, and unwavering commitment to the patient we serve. As a future doctors, career with clarity, discipline, ethics, and purpose. Let knowledge sharpen your skill. Let research deepen your understanding. Let humanity guide your actions. Thank you very much. My basic foundation to the younger doctors, pulse BP, that's West Bengal patient coming to the everywhere, ophthalmology, neurology and cardiology. Pulse and BP is the most important, but nowadays we are not seeing. MRI, in neurology do MRI brain, ophthalmology do laser treatment, cardiology do angioplasty. So this should not happen. Basics are very important. Basics are very important. That's why my teacher, E.R. Patil sir, B.S. Akmal, they teach us basics. That's why you're strong in basics.
I will take questions. Thank you, Dr. Shetty. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Questions from the audience. This, I think, a lot of you would be able to identify. Questions from the audience, please.
Clinical and practical oriented. Questions will be more.
Anybody? Questions? Anybody?
So, Hasbi sir.
Yeah, there's a lady.
Natasha Tika, where is he? He's not doing night duty. Go to night duty, do the ICU rounds.
Shetty, I want to ask one basic question. What made you too passionate about to treat the HIV patients? Is it because others are reluctant to operate or touch the patients, or you got something extra concerns and emotional factors which must have been there in your brain? What made you to be very passionate about the HIV patients? Because you made a lot of name later, that is different apart.
Because HIV, there is a lot of discrimination will be there. HIV means better. 2013 had a very challenging. Whatever the patient, whatever.
There is always a gap which
friendly.
is there in the society. There are persons who find that gap and attend to it. It may be a small gap to start with, they become bigger. So Dr. Shetty was able to identify it, and I know Dr. Nataraj Shetty not now, from the time I was studying, he was a postgraduate. So we used to have a lot of interaction, subsequently in Jaydeva. So it's a 25-year thing. So when I brought him here, he's a very positive guy. He keeps talking to you, he keeps smiling. Even while attending to patients, he was like that, okay? I did not know his rural background and all these challenges. But somehow I felt he's the right one to pitch to you, okay? So this HIV thing was a gap, and this gap has to be attended to. And that's what he's doing it. He's the expert in that now. The gentleman, that boy who had, gentleman please.
Very good afternoon, sir. Myself, Chandan, final year medical student, sir. Like it is rightly said, it is easy to give an example than to be an example. Today you all have been a great examples for us. Like my questions. Yes, sir. And my questions, like India, when compared to Western country, we are lacking in medical research. Like we are far behind that thing. Like where do you see, and like in which areas we should improvise? Like in our early career, as Sir said in the starting, like if you want to reach higher heights to greater heights, we want to start the things at an early stage. So we being at the undergraduate level, like where do you think we should implement, or what are the strategies so that we can produce good research and serve the community far better?
Excellent question, Chan. Excellent.
So most important, India is the third estimate. We are the largest HIV cases in worldwide, globally. India is the third. First one is South Africa, second one is Mozambique. So India is we are largest cases in India because lack of education program, lack of education, that is the most important. So we don't know whether the abusers, whether drug addictors, sexually improper behavior. These are some of the factors. Really, still we are vulnerable. How sometimes patients they commit antiretroviral therapy, and mother is also positive, child is also positive, the husband also positive, wife is also positive. Sometimes it's very difficult. Family discrimination. Too much of what I have seen.
No, what he's saying
should not be there.
No, what he's saying is research. Research is something which we are weak. What are your thoughts on research? If, with your permission, Chandan, I'll take this question. By nature, there is a very different calculation of research in the world. For example, Israelis say in R&D they put 8%, 9%. In India, we have different calculations. Thumb rule, they say 3 to 4% should be into research. How you define the subcomponents of research changes. This is first. Secondly, whenever anybody does research, what is the outcome financially to any company? Traditionally in India, research is being done by organizations supported by government. The private sector is slowly picking up now. Okay? Because private sector works on the profit basis. So anything which gives them quicker results, which is typically our IT company, they do small amount of research. But to invest billions and millions of dollars is not so easy in our setup. Okay. Now what you people are doing in a small way through your MRU, which Dr. Kaulgood actually heads, is one part of it. In social research, India is very strong. If you look at social research, where you do not have so much capex investment, we are very strong. Like Tata Institute of Social Sciences, etc. But in core research, where a lot of financing is there, it's a big question. That is why a lot more, there is this 1 lakh crore plan over the next 10 years to be invested in various places which is there. HIV is a subcomponent of the health vertical of it.
Research is a very, very important because financial constraints are most important. In Western population like US and all those, they have a huge amount for research only. But in India, we don't have that part of that money. But because we are working in a government sector, angioplasty, we will do in schemes like BPL card, Ayushman Bharat, Yashaswini, almost 99% we are doing free schemes, 1 stent, 2 stents, whatever the things, whatever the surgery, everything will be free in a government sector. Compared to the private sector is very, very difficult. Now the HIV vaccine is under the pipeline. One HIV vaccine cost about 38 lakhs. It's under pipeline. So it's financial also, it's a very, very important. Somehow we are managing with the government sector. It's very difficult. No organization, also is also most important. This government also think that's why we are planning for preventive cardiology program. Preventive cardiology program once established, we can have a fund mobilization. We can do good research activities. Furthermore, I can take up in a greater way. I can expand all this research like preventive cardiology, infectious department like HIV. I can do in a bigger way.
Any last words for 30 seconds to them?
30 seconds. So every person, we have to respect our women, our medical students. Like we have last 2 years back, we had a ragging in West Bengal, all those things. Everyone should respect like our mother, our father, our teacher. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. These are the most 3 factors in our country. You have to respect, you have to take care of them.
Thank you, Dr. Nagraj. I would require Shobna. Last 30 seconds.
Thank you again for allowing me this time, and I hope that there, my conversation with you will help you to explore opportunities if you require to. You're most welcome to get in touch with me through someone if you need any help at any point, and all the very best.
Thank you, Shobna. Rai sir.
This 30 seconds I will talk about a different opportunity. Many people will ask, serving the nation is not that you should join armed forces to serve the nation. You all are young. Tomorrow you will be in your clinical practices, majority of you. You can serve the nation by paying the taxes properly. Please do that. It is the most important thing to serve your mother country. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rai sir. I did not realize this coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll like Tejashvi.
Thank you, sir. First of all, thank you for remembering me and giving me an opportunity. I thank Principal sir for being such a wonderful host. Dr. Lakshmikanth has made it too smooth in spite of the Indigo crisis. I have been in touch with him. I thought I'll not be able to make it here. And I came to deliver a lecture here, but I leave enriched with such nice classes. It's very touching. And being in health for 5 years and then again seeing all these things, it really makes you more passionate. About the research part, I would want to push you guys to go for more research. We lack in research and it's now or never for India. We need to do it. So this involves a different class together, but I want to leave with that word. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I hand over the mic, I started my speech saying that some things you do for your body, sometimes for your soul. This was for the soul. Again, I reiterate. Last thing, there are two sorts of people. People who do things widely, some people who do things deeply. Shobna, me, Prashant and Tejashvi, we do widely. Nataraj does deeply. The perfect combination is a person like Tim Cook of Apple, okay, who does things widely and deeply both. Try to be that. This is the key to be very successful. Try to be wide, but try to be deep to the extent possible. Thank you very much for having us.
I think our whole auditorium has witnessed one of the beautifully conducted programs on behalf of our institute. I thank all the resource persons and faculty have given beautiful inputs in their speciality. I thank Tejashwi Nayak, Raisad, Shobna and Shetty and Dr. Vishal Ravi sir, because this program is unique. It goes in the records of the Karnataka Medical College. Definitely I don't think such programs have been ever conducted in the past. Probably you may conduct much more better programs in the future also, but at present I think this is one of the beautiful programs. ರಾಮಲಿಂಗಪ್ಪ ಅವರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮೊದಲು ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಾರೆ, ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಂತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕಂತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿರೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಡಿ ಸರ್. ಯುವರ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಟು ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ನೀಡೆಡ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಬಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. Many students have posed good questions and then they got the better answer for that. And one of the questions posed is, are you practical, are you passionate about that? So I feel whatever you do, do passionately. This is what I always believed in it. So go behind your passions. I think everybody must have witnessed 3 idiots. Today we have 5 idiots who have done lot of good work in their respective specialities. They all gone behind their passion, in spite of all odds, succeeded in their professions. Now they are coming the stage to guide us, strengthen our ideas, strengthen our next futures. So on behalf of institute, once again I thank you, sir. So we hope to do continuous programs, because this is the emotional feeling. What sir said, it is a soul. The programs directly come from the soul. The best part is our alumnus. They all belongs to here. They are belong to here. That's why they come with their heart and brain to this institute, or just speech ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, they speech from their heart and from the brain. So ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ our institute is always the best part is coming back to your home, coming back to your own institute, talking to your friends and talking to your students is the best part I feel. I am very fortunate because I am the teacher to all of them. Hope whatever I little bit taught, Ramlingappa also must have been taught, Kamar also must have been taught. Okay, it is the teachers and the student relations should continue to grow. Learning process should continue to go on. Learning and teaching is the end. At the end of the day, I would like to tell everyone. Thank you very much. I thank my team members, those who worked immensely behind the screen. First and foremost, Professor Rajshekhar, who took the lot of efforts and trouble. And then Rajashankar, and then most important, Shakti Prasad and Dr. Kamar, who is still there at the gallery and taking care of everyone. So without their much cooperations and beautiful coordinations, this programs would not have been possible. And many of the professors, all the teaching faculty, they stayed till the end, actively participated in the interactions. I thank all the colleagues and my dear students and all the faculties who are worked behind the screen, and our auditorium staff who are immensely working for that, and one who live screened these programs, who has also taken trouble. Thank you very much, sir, for everyone.